Self, mysterious man.
So my
That is you.
name
Yeah.
is Aaron Tiefner. I don't know, what should I say outside of my name?
Whatever you feel comfortable
That's good.
sharing. That's cool too,
Yeah.
So
though.
I,
What do you
I
do?
So first off, I'm joining y'all from the wonderful confines of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Having
Ooh,
moved
Pittsburgh.
from the Chicagoland area last year. But so yeah, so I am out here in Pittsburgh. I work for It's kind of a weird thing. I work for the parent company that I'm with is called Next Glass. So they kind of own a few different companies. The main one that I work under is called Ollie. It's a production software that's used by alcohol producers, like mainly breweries, but we also have cideries, kombucheries, you kind of name it. And it tracks all of their production, everything from like procuring the materials they use and what they make, all the way through to when they sell it to a distributor or account or however they're selling the end product. So- but then the company that I work for, the parent company, we're really known for. We own Untapped. If anyone knows what
Oh,
oh yeah.
that
sick.
is,
I
or you
do.
can
Yes, I use it all the
rate your
time.
words on
Sorry,
that.
continue.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. So that's
Nice.
kind of like our big product under the company umbrella.
Oh shit, dude. Awesome. I use that all the freaking time. Actually, I'm gonna use it right now with one of the beers that I haven't drank in a while. So I
Yeah,
will.
I used it a lot when it first came out, like probably like more than 10 years ago. Then I just
You
stopped
just
doing
fell
it.
off.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
I
we
think
actually get back into it.
I started
Unless there's better ones.
either 2012 or 2014. I think was when I
Mm.
first started it. So I don't know when it was on tap first started.
I believe it started in 2011,
Hmm.
2011.
or
Okay.
around that time.
Okay. So I was
Um,
basically either
I know
one year
it's
in or whatever on that one. A buddy of mine was the
yeah,
one that introduced me it, but yeah. But that's a good segue though.
it's
Speaking of untapped and beers though. Um
yeah.
yeah. So typically we always ask everybody, what are we drinking? And actually let me go get my what I'm gonna drink. So go ahead, Mr. Aaron. What are you drinking?
So I went with a now local to me. So this is a hazy IPA from a brewery here
Nice.
called Hitchhiker.
Mm. I had
So
that
this
one as
beer
there.
is called So Soft. It's mainly with cashmere hops, which just give it like a nice, slight, creamy flavor. I'm a big fan of hazies, so
Me too. These are
that whole
good.
thing where like people that work for breweries like only drink lagers and like shit like
Nah.
that, like no. Some of us really enjoy hazy IPAs, and I'm one of them.
And sours? You
Yeah,
like
that's
sours?
Oh yeah, I got a really tasty goza with it actually has raspberry and pink Himalayan sea salt. Super
Ooh,
good.
Wow.
From a
nice.
brewery called
that sounds neat.
Evergreen. That's also here in Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Yeah.
No.
Nice, nice. We should provide
Yeah.
the link to the chat when for everything that happens there. Oh shit,
Oh,
there's Yadu with yeah, let me set that up. But while I'm setting that up, JP, what are you drinking?
I am drinking on subject here, so I'm doing more brewery. Huntley Hells. Um,
Lee.
this is a pretty good basic lager that I love drinking. Um, and funny thing, you mentioned sours earlier is that I didn't really like sours until I started working at Moore, and they were just feeding me sours all the time because they made really good ones there.
I love
I
them.
need to I need to give a fun fact about the beer you're drinking, JP.
Go for it.
I I I created that beer.
What?
Created that
Nice.
That's
beer.
crazy. That was not
Really?
That's
planned.
an awesome
Not
fun
planned
fact.
at all.
So when I started, so for the people that don't know, so before the current job that I have, I was the director of business operations at Moore Brewing. And so during my time there, I helped open their production facility in Huntley. And so we had a beer called Villa Pils, which is a Pilsner. So then I said, well, we need to make a lager for each facility that we open. So when we opened Huntley, the head brewer David and I developed Huntley Helles, or actually at that time
Helles.
it was Eric Padilla was the one.
Saying it wrong.
And then the Bartlett facility has Bartlett Maibach is the lager for that facility. Yeah.
Cool.
I've had all
Hey,
those.
Fun fact that probably 60% of the beers that you drink from Moore had a hand at one point in helping create
I never knew that.
before it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at Yadu over here. He's doing something weird.
Cooking.
Cooking
Spread
with
New
the Yadu.
episode.
Cooking with Yadu. Shit, that's a new
Because I didn't make
segment.
the pizza ahead of time.
Yadu
Now it's
chefing.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. While he's doing that, Gabe, what are you doing?
This is the
What are you
first.
drinking?
So I am drinking one of my many gifts of alcohol from a party not long ago, and my Serbian friend, when he takes me to a Serbian restaurant, we always get their version of a
Slivovitz?
Serbian plum brandy. Now this is a rakia. Rakia is what it's called, and it is this particular bottle is new to me because we usually drink a different type of maker, but it's just cool because look at the old lady on the top, the front, the elder here,
Nice.
and it says in quotes
That's
"priva,"
awesome.
which actually means like "fuck off" in Serbia, which is kind of funny. And jebiga, it's really good. I'm gonna pour some now. And typically, when you drink this, you drink it straight. You're just sipping on it. And again, it's technically a Serbian brandy. It's based from plum.
Okay.
And you drink it on the side as to complement what we always do. We drink it with sparkling water. So it's not my actual go-to sparkling water choice, but I was on a phone call before this episode and I was like, I was going to walk to Walgreens, but then I was like, oh yeah, we have that one of those like vending machines in our building, Tulu. So shout out to Tulu for having the last LaCroix available. And now I have that. So there's that. That's what I'm drinking today, guys.
Nice.
Woo.
I
That's
want to
some shit in
find a
chat,
way to
Jorge.
buy some Serbian whiskey. It's called Slivovitz, I think. I don't even know it's whiskey, but it's some kind of hard liquor. And
Oh,
I
shit.
used to drink that shit in college, and that it was nasty, but you drink it. It was kind of like a Malort in that way.
Kind of like Malort. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to make a list of that because I love Malort. What are you doing? All right. Yadu, what are you trying to make?
I'm making a pizza, but for my drink, I've got
Soju?
soju and a beer.
Soju and Blue
Because I
Moon.
found some remaining soju from kickback out a couple weeks ago.
Sending out his link.
Damn.
Jorge.
So
Yeah, that sounds like. Wait, send Yadu's like. Oh yeah, shit. All right, and then what I'm doing is the Kaleidoscope Blonde Ale from Petals and Pints Brewing Company.
Yadu just spilled his beer everywhere.
yeah,
Wait, I
Where's
did?
that?
No, Yadu
Wait, I
did.
did?
No, Yadu
Yadu,
did.
I missed it.
Because he poured it and the foam just
the
like.
Blue Moon Mango, by the way.
Melvin Brewing. Sorry, Melvin Brewing.
Oh, Melbourne. Yeah,
Alpine,
yeah.
not Wisconsin. Wyoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Where is the Yadu? Here we go.
They
I
win,
thought I gave you
they win a
Yadu.
lot of awards at the Great American Beer Fest every year.
Oh, did it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're
So-
a pretty highly award-winning brewery.
Nice.
Those guys, Melvin Brewery. Nice. All right, guys. Well, cheers.
Someone said
Sure.
Serbia tariffs crazy.
Sir, yeah. He also
No, that's
said,
true.
yeah, and also bottom right is filming from a BlackBerry.
Oh
I know.
man, that's you,
My
JP.
video quality sucks.
I
get
I
it.
thought it looked fine. I thought it looked better than usual today. I don't know.
Better than yesterday.
I mean,
because
it
didn't
still
work.
kind of
Last
looks like an Al
episode.
Qaeda hostage video, but
Whoa. But yeah.
Are you
Wow.
okay? JP?
Wait, but cheers. But cheers again. Cheers again. I didn't really.
Cheers.
is
join
that
you
going to get
last
us
time.
demonetized?
Dude, when we
cheers.
get monetized,
We gotta make money first.
Cheers.
yeah, we gotta get monetized first
we
to
get
get
pre-demonetized.
demonetized. Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know. You
Jeez.
you giving us a little bit of a skin show over there might get us demonetized. What's up?
Whoa. That's
What do you mean?
That's kind of a sus comic, Jorge. Kind of sus.
Yeah,
That's-
I thought I had gotten onto like one of those like sexy cooking shows.
Uh,
I mean,
I
do
guess
you
double
think that
sus.
will get us more views though? It's just like three
Triple
dudes staring.
sus.
Sure.
Yeah, right. But yeah, Yadu, what's up?
Right.
How's Gen Z?
Fucking bad, dude.
Awesome, great. All right, so first topic of the day, though. Actually, no, JP, you had a topic. Let's see. What did you say you wanted to talk about?
Well,
Actually,
actually, we could start off with this one topic that I just thought of.
okay.
Um,
Well, actually, I should say,
because
should we do those topics versus, or are we gonna
Well,
we're probably
I got
naturally
a
get
shit
into
ton of
tariffs.
questions.
we could do
for
whatever.
us here.
As
But
long
yeah,
as we
you
have
know,
something to talk about, that's all
all
that
right,
matters.
go ahead, JP. Go ahead, JP. We'll do the spicier stuff a little later.
So, I don't know if there is a record for this, but Aaron and his family might have a record for the amount of breweries they brought their kids to. So, what number is that at right now, Aaron?
Okay, I need to look up Gloria. I think Gloria's. So I just took my daughter to Cleveland to go to a concert on Friday. By the way, she's 9.
Damn,
Yeah,
bro. I used to
overall,
live
it
in
kind of
Cleveland, by
does.
the way. I used to
So
live in Cleveland, by
it's
the
got
way. Oh,
park.
okay, cool.
So we went
Go
to
on.
Masthead downtown, which I absolutely love. So Masthead was her 65th brewery in her 11th state.
Wow.
Wait.
Wow.
And mind you, she's 9 years old. And then my 5-year-old son has been to 24 breweries in 7 states so far.
Damn.
What's their favorite beers?
Have they tasted? Like, did
Oh.
you let them taste it a little bit? You know, just like here's
No, my daughter just had like her first sip of wine the other week because she was curious, and we were like, "You're here, like you can take a sip of wine to see," because she was like, "Oh, that smells so good," and she of course like took a little sip and was like, "This is horrible."
Yeah.
But they will legit smell every single beer that my wife and I get, and they think that it smells great, and I'm like, "Yeah, if you tasted this, you would think otherwise," but we'll keep it at that for now.
Nice.
So,
Wait, hold
what's your favorite brewery? Like one that stood out the most to you? That's like I guess had like the best atmosphere to like visit.
Oh man. So best atmosphere?
Well, like I guess for like if you're bringing your family there, something that like I've been to quite a few that
Okay,
were
are you
quite
talking
good
like
like that.
of the breweries that I've been to with the kids? Like
Yeah,
what
yeah.
has been the favorite?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's a tough call. Now I have to look back through like
Oh man,
the list
sorry
to
to put you on the
see.
spot
'Cause
there.
there's tons of like no. That's the whole point of this. It's like you're supposed to
Yeah. Isn't there
'cause
a
there's like
masthead in Maine
super
as well, if I remember?
Yeah, I thought Masthead was from Maine. Because I recall if it's Masthead, they had like this amazing peanut butter stout called Gunner's Daughter.
No,
You
you're
guys ever heard of
thinking
that?
of
Oh, Full Mass. I'm
you're
thinking
thinking
Full
of
Mass.
You're thinking of Mast Landing.
Mass Landing?
Oh yes, because I was there
Mast
last time. I was in
Landing
Maine.
is in Maine. Masthead is in Cleveland.
Wait, Mass
Ah.
That
Landing?
happens quite a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, let me look that up real quick.
I thought maybe they expanded to Cleveland. That's what I was thinking. But
I'm gonna say so. We went to
Yeah, you're right. Mass Landing.
my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law got married out in Washington, and we ended up going to Leavenworth. And we went to Leavenworth. If no one has been there or knows what it is, it's like really set like an old like European like village. Just like looks like a Nordic ski town, like in the entire thing. And so you basically are walking down a main street, and there's just like gorgeous mountains in the background everywhere. And then like smack dab in the middle of this main street is this brewery called Icicle Brewing. That's very just like old world looking, like everything is just like that. And just the ambiance of being there and everything was super, super pretty. So that was probably one of my favorites that I took them to. The beers were very good as well, which is always a plus for me. So
Yeah.
there's a ton that I haven't like. I really want to take the kids to more like breweries in the mountains, like in Colorado, and you know,
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Asheville is like one of the biggest beer cities in probably the world, honestly.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
really?
I have
Asheville's
aspirations.
amazing.
Yeah.
Real quick though, like, is there any difference in terms of like mountain breweries versus like not mountain breweries?
Um, I mean, outside of the scenicness, the beer can taste different because depending on the type of water that they're using, there are
Ah,
quite a few breweries in like the mountains that use like natural spring water that literally rolls off the mountains. And it's so in beer, you kind of use not to get like super technical because no, that's like super nerdy and no one wants to hear that.
I want to hear it.
we want
want
it.
it.
We want it.
We want the
Go,
nerd.
go, go.
We want the nerd beer.
All right, cool.
Yeah, the nerd beer. Yeah, go.
That's what I was hoping. I
Yeah.
was like, we all seem like we're kind of nerds. So
This works. Yeah.
so in beer,
Fucking maybe you guys,
obviously
dorks.
Yadu's definitely a nerd. But keep going.
So you've got all your minerals in your waters that in beer usually breweries will strip the minerals out. So they'll do like reverse osmosis to take everything out, and then they'll just put back in the minerals that they want or the salts that they want certain minerals on. But a lot of times the water in like Colorado or any sort of mountain area, you'll get really good water that you don't necessarily need to do that, and it's usually really unique. So it can lend to really good tasting different styles depending on what you're trying to do and what the water is. So a lot of those breweries just don't have to do that as much. The other crazy thing is depending on how the river is flowing. I learned this like a few months ago from a brewery in Colorado. So they'll have times where their water profile will completely change halfway through the year. So they'll have a recipe for a beer that they brew 6 months out of the year, and then the water profile will change because of the way that the rivers and the water flows. So they'll have to have a completely different recipe with a different water profile
Oh, wow.
for the other
That's
6
wild.
months.
Really?
Yeah. I was like,
Interesting.
what? Like, that's insane. And it's just not something like the reason that I didn't know about it is in Chicago and most places, you don't have that. Like, your
Yeah.
water is not going to change. If it does, then it means someone at the water treatment plant like fucked something up. And that's when you're like, oh, I got a bunch of
Why?
iron in my water for
Why is there
a
lead in my
period.
beer?
Yeah.
That's
I-
when an email comes and they're like, please run your water in the lowest point of your house for like a few minutes before you drink or cook with it.
I was curious about that because, you know, when I visited Peru and Cusco apparently had a lot of breweries. And as you know, Cusco is very high elevation, but not just that place, but there was
Yeah.
also a few breweries that were popping up at Yading area in China, which is also very high elevation, close to like Tibet area. And I am actually very proud to be the first and maybe the only still check-in for this yak beer. It's a beer that uses the hops that they use when they cook their yak meat over in that area. And it was a lager. It was delicious. Here, I'll try to bring it up after I'm doing it. And oh yeah, to chat, we'll talk about what I'm painting later. That's gonna be a nice topic later. But
Says
yeah,
you.
no. Says me. It says you guys said you want a nerd.
No,
It's
no.
gonna be the most nerdy thing here.
I'm just giving you
What?
shit.
I know.
Fucking Jorge canceling training for a goddamn party.
Oh damn.
No, and also I do want to ask
Shots
though,
fired.
like, is
I have
there?
a fucking credit card bill to pay off, Jorge.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, dude. Fucking. All right, we're still talking about beer. Hold on, we're going off topic here.
Mhm.
Sorry, Aaron. So, one
you're
thing
good.
I did want to ask though is aside from I asked about the mountain beer stuff. There is a lot of breweries that seem to pop up in like high mountainous regions on like, rural areas of other countries. But have you noticed that like brewing in general is just gotten, I guess I could say more worldwide, I guess. Like the whole concept of like just building a microbrewery, I feel like has grown now outside of the United States. Because like places like Peru, because I'm from Peru, or China, for example. China is not known for their beer, and suddenly now they're doing microbreweries. Japan too, actually.
Yeah, I think it's more like beer has always been a thing, but really beer obviously wasn't super popular in a lot of countries upwards of like through the 1980s. And then it started to catch on, and like even in the US, I remember talking to people, and it was like everyone would make fun of the US for the beer because when you thought of US beer, you thought of, Budweiser and Miller. Uh,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
that started to shift in really like the mid 90s. It was like a slow shift, and then into the 2000s, especially around like the late, like, kind of 2000 era, 2007, 2008, it started really shifting. And then that kind of caught on because the United States started just really experimenting with a lot of different styles of beer. And then that kind of caught fire, honestly, in other parts of the world. And so then it became this thing where I talked to some guys that own a brewery in Britain, and they were like, or the UK, and they were like, we used to make fun of you guys as brewers, and now we're actually here right now because we're researching styles of beer that the US is doing. Because we've now flipped the script and we're looking at what beers you guys are brewing to influence us, which has completely changed. And that kind of like took storm in all parts of the world, honestly. And the other big thing is, as you know, like here in the US, the number of craft breweries like started skyrocketing. It's now over 7,000 breweries in the US alone, which is
Wow.
insane.
Wow.
And so it became really popular, and this became more of a worldwide thing as well, that it was rather than opening a brewery and thinking, hey, we're going to distribute this in all of these stores, it became more of the thing that was honestly a thing in kind of the like pre-prohibition days of
Hmm.
you have a brewery that's making beer in like every neighborhood. And so rather than opening a brewery for, hey, we're going to make tons of beer and distribute it to multiple states, it became a, hey, we're going to be the brew pub or brewery for our neighborhood. And we're really just trying to make something so that people can enjoy beer in the immediate area. That has become more of a thing of where is there an area that doesn't have a brewery that somebody can put one up that can like be that local business and local libation thing. And that's not just like here. It's literally like, Peru, China. It doesn't really matter where you
Yeah.
go now. I just signed. So we started branching out our software to literally like the globe.
Yeah.
And last week I signed my first brewery in Israel, and I signed my
That's cool.
first brewery in Australia that uses our
Nice.
product.
Nice.
So it's like, and we already have like we have three in different parts of Africa. We've got one in Egypt. We have like, probably like 17 or so in the UK
Like the
and
globe?
Ireland.
Yeah.
And last, it's like we're kind of getting more and more overseas now, which is cool to see.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Any of them hiring graphic
pretty
design
awesome.
interns?
Yeah.
You guys laugh, but I'm
No.
dead fucking serious.
Oh no, I believe you're serious. It's hard for you guys right now.
I wish we were.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah. Sorry, Aaron. The cat's out of the bag. This is just a whole elaborate way that Yadu is basically trying to get a job. Sorry, we're not real cast.
Yeah,
This is our first episode.
these days, you've
Yeah,
got
this is
to
our
be
first and only
creative in, like,
episode.
how you can seek out your next employment. So
Right.
This whole thing is
Yeah.
just an ad for me.
Yeah,
Matt's
that's why
mad
he's all
props for
set.
that.
That's why he's showing his muscles right now. He's all that shit right now.
This is the same thing I wear every cast.
All right, here, hold on. Let me show
He's
you
like,
guys.
Because this time I'm
This is
from the
what I
neck
can
down.
bring to the office space.
Yeah, here we go. All right, guys. If you see the screen right now, this is the company that I'm talking about, and I was the very first check-in, and apparently there were 3 more after me, but I was the very first check-in of Drunk Yak from
Nice.
Kangding Langsa Highland Barley Wine Company.
Cool.
Only 4 check-ins in all, and this one was mine, the most photogenic one of them all.
And this was where?
This is in China. It was in Yading
Nice.
area. So I
Sounds
think
like something you made up.
2023. No, look at it here. May
Sounds like my evil twin brother.
Yeah, right. So there you go. So this is where you guys is. If ever you guys are in the Yading area of China, there you go. Drunk Yak. It was amazing. The barley that they use for their meat is yeah, it's great. Oh, they can't see your face, Yadu. They're
Yeah,
saying.
move your camera back a little bit.
I know.
Oh,
Oh, you don't.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
There we
The
go.
pizza would be
There-
visible. I'm making
No,
pizza. That's
well,
like
that's
part
what
of today's stream.
I said back
Special
it.
episode.
That's why I said back it up. You can't back it up.
Back it
That's-
up.
Yeah, Max. That's a specific info I really needed
There
tonight.
you
Thank
go.
you. Yes, that's true, Max.
There you go. There you go. All right. We still okay. Up. All right. So
Yeah. So you mentioned Asheville, by the way. I did go to Asheville maybe a long time ago, and there was okay. Rest in peace. This brewery, this place that was really good. Barimi, what's it called? Sours. They were known for their sours in Asheville. Barimi was it
Yeah,
called?
yeah.
Barimi.
Yeah. They're no longer there. But I also have one check-in that no one checked in for an untapped, and it was a beer. Hold on, did something move behind me?
Oh
Oh, shit.
Ghost right for you. You have cats.
cool to catch that on camera.
I do have cats. Yeah, right. The wife is downtown right now because of an Amazon thing, so that's why.
What?
I'm all...
Oh shit.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
shit.
scared. He's
Okay.
scared at home.
Yeah. Dude.
This whole time,
Be amazing.
JP's recording in your living room.
That's why he's.
I'm in the dark corner.
Yeah.
But no, going back to Asheville though. So you said you wanted to take your kids to Asheville. Obviously, Blue Ridge Mountains, beautiful. You've been there before, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's your favorite brewery there?
It's Burial.
Burial. Okay, that sounds like what everybody's like.
Mhm.
They're mostly known for their stouts and porters, I believe, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I mean, they kind of do everything. They also do like their own version of Corona, which is freaking awesome.
Are we talking?
Really?
It's literally like those guys are cool because one, they do really good beer, and they also make their own wine. They just do kind of like a lot. I think they do their own coffee and stuff like that. But then they'll also package into tons of different formats. So they have this lager that basically is meant to be drank like Corona with a lime, and they bottle it in clear bottles for that reason as well.
Oh.
Like their normal stuff is in 16-ounce cans, and then they have like other stuff that they'll format in like different like size bottles and stuff like that. So just that, and like the other reason that I really like that brewery is one of the co-owners who handles all of their marketing. If you ever look at like their social media and that, their like posts are just like super in depth. There are definitely people that think that they're like too much and annoying, but just like how like the text like that they put into all of their posts and stuff like that is like super in depth and like really cool. And the photography of all of their marketing in that is just super on point. I've always been like a huge fan. So it's like, all right, your stuff that you make is super sick, but then also your marketing is super sick. And it's like just everything they do is super cool. They also have a gigantic mural of Tom Selleck and sloth.
Yes,
How can you not?
I
think about
definitely have a picture of that. Actually, let me show that to.
Oh, really?
No, well, I have a yeah. When I was there, I think I took a picture of myself with it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, burial. Do they
Sure.
distribute to Illinois though?
Oh no,
I
no,
haven't
no,
seen
no,
them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember. I only had
They,
it when I was in Nashville.
I don't know how many I don't think they distribute to that many states. It's like mainly East Coast for the most part. It might be only like a few states, if anything. But the
Mhm.
only time I've ever really had their beer was when I was in North Carolina. Like, um,
Hmm.
so it's like I don't drink their beer a whole lot, but when I do, it's super good.
There you go. There you go, guys.
But
Everybody,
like, if I'm
there's
talking
the
about
mural.
favorite brewery that I drink on the regular, like Revolution will win that by like a landslide
Revolution Berry.
over everyone.
Nice.
Yeah, you did work there
Yeah.
for a while too.
It did work there as well, so that's
It's pretty much when I met you was when you were working there, I think.
yeah, yeah.
Nice.
I'm
So
slightly
what got
biased.
so wait, you actually so you work on the brewing, right? But you brought up something about software. Is the software only the untapped portion that you were talking about, or there's also software that you've made or helped make? I was confused about that part. I'm sorry.
So, so I started my career in the beer industry. So I'm one of those weird people that I worked in beer. I worked for breweries for over a decade, but never worked as a brewer. So I started out in marketing and then actually moved to the operations side when I was working. I started out working for Goose Island. Um, and I
Oh,
legit like went to the operations side working in like wholesale of like shit like wholesaler shipments and stuff like that. And in my brain I had, well, maybe someday there'll be a smaller brewery that needs somebody who has both like the marketing sales side and the operations side knowledge to be like a GM of sorts. Not realizing that that was legitimately the role that I would be in when I went to more. But then I moved over to Revolution and I ran their specialty program. So like they're really known for their barrel aged series, the Deepwood series. So I was in charge of like kind of all of that, like determining what kind of beers we made and the release schedule. And I created what is now their small batch like release, which is all the 16-ounce cans.
oh wow.
So that started when I was there. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then was kind of like thinking about leaving. I met the team from Moore at a Great American Beer Festival in Denver one year,
Sonny and Perry, right?
and they were
Yeah.
yeah, and they were opening their production facility, and the conversation went from, man, I need somebody like you on my team, and then the third night we were hanging out, it was, I need you on my team. How do we make this happen?
Oh wow.
So then I went to work for them, ran everything from like I oversaw the entire like brewery operations, marketing, and sales there. So the only thing I didn't really touch was like kind of the tap rooms, and that because that would just been too much. So then I ended up leaving there, and now I work for a company that does beer software. So it's basically we have software that breweries use to track all of their production and the sales of their product. So I kind of like, so I use like every facet of the company I work for. Literally, Untapped for Business is like a menu platform that breweries and restaurants and all that use. We were using that at More. They own like consumer sales thing called Osner that we were using at More. And then we switched from another software over to Ollie when I was there as well. And then eventually they came to me and were like, hey, would you consider working for us? Since you know all of our products already anyway from using them. And I was like wanting to not have to be at the brewery all the time and be able to work remote. So I was like, heck yeah. Like that sounds
Nice.
awesome.
And now we're talking
So, yeah.
more MORE, right, for you guys, right? Not
Yeah.
right,
Not the
because
one you drink.
exactly, because the
Not-
one that's
not Moors.
yeah, Moore's MOOR''S. That one is my absolute favorite,
Yeah.
and I met those
I
guys
can
when they
tell
were
you.
only.
Okay, so
This
Oh,
one.
you have a story? Okay,
All right.
here we go.
Okay, so you asked if anything was off limits, and I said no. And for better or for worse, because I don't really care anymore because I don't work for the company anymore, and I also don't
Okay.
even live in Chicago.
Okay.
So they
There
can't
we
get
go.
you.
Definitely-
They can't hurt you, Aaron.
Yeah. Well, they could. Like, they could see this
Bro.
and like be like, "Man, well, you got to bring that up." But like, I didn't sign anything.
That
Like,
reminds me, we have
I'm
stuff
also
talking
like
about
not gonna.
ChatGPT.
I'm not gonna shit on either one of them really.
Right.
But I will
But-
say more
But-
and more do not like each other.
Oh, really?
Uh,
How
'Cause-
come?
so Moore's filed a trademark for their name, and then Moore filed like an injunction to block it. They were like, no, like your name is too close. We have a trademark on Moore, and Moore's there is consumer confusion. And they actually, I don't know what the resolve was on that. Like, obviously, they resolved something because Moore's still exists, and so does Moore.
Right.
I don't know that Moore's actually got a trademark through for their name or not.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, I know that they were definitely like actively blocking that when I was there.
Mhm.
And I actually had a number of like examples of consumer confusion of friends who were like, "Oh my gosh, like I'm at the aviary and they have your beer here." And I'm like, "No, that's MOOR''S." And so, yeah, at one point with our lawyer, I had to submit all the examples of consumer confusion, and I had like 8 to 10 of them alone myself.
oh man.
All right. Well, I'm
So,
gonna tell you. I'm
it
gonna
was
tell you.
definitely like semi-legit.
Just the odds of that happening within like a close vicinity of each other, you know, it's kind of crazy.
Our friend in
The thing
chat
is, if
said
they were in
name
a
every
different part of
beer.
the country, it doesn't matter. But the fact
Right.
that they're both in the Chicagoland area,
Yes.
it's like, dude, did
Yeah.
you not do your like due diligence? Like,
yeah,
obviously they
someone
did,
didn't,
and obviously it was like, well, they're more and we're Moors, and it's like, I'm sorry, I would have been like,
It's literally
nah.
the coming to America, like, you know, they're
Yes.
McDonald's, we're
Dude, yes.
McDougal's. Yeah, we're the Golden Arch.
Yes.
You know, yes.
No, you know,
So here's the thing. I
McDonald's and McDowell's.
McDowell's, yes, yeah.
Coming to America, baby. Nice.
So-
Fucking love that part. But no, I
Sounds
actually,
like
I
a-
actually,
100% what it was.
here's the funny thing. I knew about Moore's before I knew about Moore Brewery. And it's because I used to live in South Loop, 16th Street Bar, rest in peace, guys. Those
Rest in
guys, I
peace.
think it was, well, yeah, it's no longer there. I that was my story from last week. Those guys were actually promoting the beer when they were just starting. Moore's, I'm talking about. Like, they only had like one, they were only like distributing to like one grocery store in South Loop. That's it. At the time that I met these guys that were promoting it at 16th Street Bar in South Loop. And then when I moved out to the burbs up to the north, once I saw them at my local Mariano's, I was so fucking glad. So shouts out to Moore's. They're my favorite one, actually. I know you guys like Moore. I like Moore's. Just saying.
Actually,
Shout-
never
shout
had
out-
Moors,
shout
so I
out-
can't judge.
Shout out to Jorge right now. He just said Mariano's. He always says Mariano's. And
Mariano's.
the first time I heard you say it correctly, well, I think it's correctly.
You know what's
Mariano's.
funny? You know what's funny? I gotta say something. I gotta be honest. I actually stopped my head right when I was about to say it. My head corrected it right there, and I remembered. And then I actually didn't know if I was gonna say the right way. I just thought, I know the way that I usually say it. Everyone says it's wrong, so let me say it the other way.
And I hate it.
I guess it's
I hate
correct.
when you say Mariano's. I'm like, where is the E? But yeah.
Yes. What E? Mariano's. Mariano's. Where's the E? There's no E when I say it. Mariano's.
It's like Mary. You're saying, well, I guess like Mary, like Maria.
Yeah,
But
he
you-
Or how do you say,
Yeah.
how do you say like
It sounds
Mario
like
Brothers?
Exactly.
Mario.
Mario. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mario.
So
Yeah.
I always think of
Cool
so
whip.
it's funny that you say it that
There's
way.
people who say
because
Mario.
So if you rewatch, I think it's Ghostbusters 2, Louis Tully in Ghostbusters 2, when he's leaving and he's talking to Janine, and he's like, like, would you like to get something to eat with me? And then he's like, we can get together, play Boggle or Super Mario Brothers.
No.
And he says Super Mario Brothers as Super Mario Brothers.
Where's he from?
So saying Mariano's makes me think.
Where's he from? Where's that person
Oh,
from?
funny.
I feel like it's Brooklyn. I think that's a Brooklyn thing, isn't it?
I think it's a New York thing because there's these
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
who
yeah.
have a
Thing for
podcast
sure.
and they're from Queens and they say Mario.
Oh, Mario.
Brothers.
It's Super Mario Brothers, and Mario is based out of New York. What the hell's going on? The story is based
Well,
out of
Mario. No,
That
actually,
was my audio. I switched over my mic finally.
it's fine. It's
That's
fine. But,
definitely a New York thing.
I mean, was it
might
the
be like a
I was gonna say the John Leguizamo
depend
movie. The that was also, didn't they say Mario sometimes too?
No way. No way.
I'm talking about the live action one.
No, I know. No, I'm not saying no way like I doubt you. I'm like, no way. I hope that's not the fucking case.
I feel like they might have. I don't know why.
No.
I mean, they had a thick Brooklyn accent
There was
in
this,
that movie.
there was this on the topics of Mario. There was this famous, like, one of my favorite YouTube videos like ever was this guy from Baltimore. I can't think of his name, but he was a YouTuber, and it was early YouTube days, like 2008, 2007, like around that time. And he had made like a very dramatic episode about him, Luigi saying, "No, I don't want to save Peach anymore." You guys never saw this video? We should try.
That sounds pretty.
Definitely not.
It was
No.
hilarious. It was hilarious. It was intense. It was serious, and the Marios was fighting. But I just remember him saying, because their names. Because Mario's name is Mario. His first and last name the same. It's pretty dumb. And Luigi Mario.
Hold on. Actually, that's the thing. I think the live action movie introduced that. I don't think Mario ever had a last name except
No, I
when
think they
that
did
movie
that
came out.
because of the meme where people are like, "Oh, Mario Brothers is that their last name?" And they were like, "Fuck
This
it."
was before memes. Jesus.
This is before memes, though.
Yeah, dude. The Gen Z attack right there.
Yeah, right.
We
right.
gotta.
You just said
I was-
they never had a last name.
No, but this is way before memes. Like, this is way before.
This actually might be before you were born. When were you born again?
2000.
2003.
Oh, Jesus. No.
Yeah, no, Gabe, remember 2 years after 9/11.
Oh,
2 years after 9/11.
Oh, man.
that's why you're
That's a
a
good
little
one, yeah.
less broken than us all. But the thing,
Brother,
You remember that?
there's-
You remember 9/11?
yeah. But hold on. I think
Yeah, no, it's way beforehand. The live action was in 1993.
maybe
So, yeah.
Oh, fuck,
maybe
that was like 10 years. before.
Nintendo America introduced the idea of them having a last name because, like, obviously Mario's name is different in Japan. I think.
No,
Wasn't it?
No. Well, it
Like
was
when they
Jumpman.
Okay, exactly. So when they
No,
introduced
no,
Luigi,
it
they
was
said Mario Brothers.
No. It was Jumpman when he was introduced in Donkey Kong, which was the first game that
course.
he was in.
Of course.
Yo, but then they had Mario Brothers.
It was Mario Jumpman.
That was back at just Donkey Kong time. But then when he had his own game, which was Mario Brothers, and that was the one that was like the single like screen thing.
Yeah, of course.
That's when he was named Mario. And then
On
they had Super
Nintendo.
Mario, which is the Nintendo one that we all remember.
Yeah.
Super
was
Mario.
on
was
Super
that.
Mario
Sick.
Brothers.
Yeah, then it was Super Mario Brothers, right? And the Super was because it was like it was a side scroller game rather than just a single screen thing, which was the original game.
Oh,
But,
okay. That's a good
yeah.
thing to bring up. I thought it was called Super just because it was following the system it released on. Super Mario Brothers, Super Nintendo. Or was Super Mario Brothers was
Oh,
the
that
first
was
on the
on
original
regular
Nintendo?
It was regular NES, yeah.
Oh.
It was that regular NES, yeah.
So maybe
Yeah, man.
maybe that's what created Nintendo to name their next system Super Nintendo.
I mean,
They're like, this
I
is-
was
No, I don't think that was it.
How
That was
how
in
can we
1986.
how can we conclude such
I remember
things?
being like 7 or 8 and at a sleepover and playing the game till like 5 in the morning,
Yeah.
trying to beat it.
You game it all,
Yeah.
Aaron?
No, not really.
God damn it! No, you're fired.
Sorry.
Disconnect.
This is a
I'm
good.
gonna kick him off.
This is a good segue, guys.
So
It's,
I-
whoever was asking me, I'm
A
painting.
game in as
Oh, sorry,
far
go
as like regular NES. That's about
That's
it.
what we're talking about. We're talking to your territory right now, old man. But hold on for a second.
If we're talking like
Well, hold on. So I was gonna say this weekend, guys, C2E2 in Chicago.
Woo! We're all going.
I'm going. I'm all wearing, and I'm gonna dress up as Cloud Strife. So that's what I'm painting right now for one of the chatters that asked about that.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm building the costume, and I'm like running out of time. That's why I'm kind of painting and talking to you guys. Also, side note, I'm on my second beer. This time I switched to 3 Floyd's Calumet Queen. It's a Kolsch style ale. There you go.
Nice. That looks cool.
Queen, like the city.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
And it's got a really nice logo here.
a green person.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
The
It's a
green
Kolsch style,
people are
Kolsch
taking
style
over.
beer.
Nice.
Right.
Dude,
Cheers, guys.
I didn't know that
Cheers.
they were
Cheers,
making that
cheers.
in cans now.
Wait. Oh shit! I was checking if there was more, and there is more.
Wow, that's pretty good, actually.
Because I'm out.
Oh,
I
no.
need a refill.
All right, go refill while we're
All right.
talking nerd
Get a
stuff.
refill. Yeah, we occasionally
Or
get up
I can
and walk
text
away
Yeah.
and refill our beers, so it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, I got my mini
I
fridge right
guess
next to
as
me.
the
That's
next-
why.
All right,
I get up and walk
prepare-
away and get a new beer.
Or
Prepare
text
yourself for
Angie and be like,
for chemistry
No, you're-
questions.
You're not the first guest to walk away. No, don't worry. But we can talk C2E2 while he's out though, real quick.
Nice. C2E2, C2. So I'm gonna
C2E2.
be like a Star
ahead.
Wars related Jedi like
It's all good.
character. You know, I'm thinking about getting a mask and like being like all Sith Lord type shit. But I don't know. I like to be a good guy. You know, being a bad guy is just that's whack. Why
You're
be
not.
evil? Why be
Yeah,
evil
right.
when you have power to help?
What are you talking about? You're always the bad
Yeah,
guy in our
okay, good.
cast.
Why am I the bad guy? Because our
Always-
politics are different. That's why.
Exactly. You're always the contrarian, therefore you're bad. You're the Sith Lord.
I'm the contrary relatively to you
Why
guys.
124% tariffs on China bad?
Well, that's that.
You
What
did
did I
ask
just
that.
walk
I'm
in?
not
You
gonna.
did ask that.
No, I was no. I didn't
Back
ask
to
first.
Terrace is
First,
always gonna
we're
sweep
not.
us.
Hold on. Okay.
$30,000.
To be fair.
Did anyone else see that? They were about to be $30,000 fucking dollars.
What do you mean?
Oh, by the way, let's talk about that. He fucking basically did the biggest rug pull in history today. Probably not the biggest, but he fucking posted on
Yeah.
Truth Social.
Yeah.
Now's a good time to buy, and then an hour later,
insider trading right there.
that's
No one's gonna
astronomical
prosecute
levels
that.
of insider trading.
Oh, yeah, no one's
Yeah.
gonna prosecute that though. He's not gonna prosecute
Oh yeah,
that.
no, because the Supreme Court said he can just do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, and also
Oh, sure.
crypto.
There you go.
Nice.
Local for y'all.
I don't know, man.
Sorry, what?
I switched to Revolution.
It was yeah. It
Oh, you
was a
switched to
24
Revolution? Nice.
There was a 2,400 point game and 2 trillion gained in the market from that tweet.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. But here we
Yeah.
are. This is the world we live in. That whole tariff thing is stupid as fuck. He wants, and if he really wants to devalue the dollar just because he wants to bring manufacturing back, like that's not gonna work the way that he thinks it's going. to.
No.
Yeah, like I said, if they make iPhones in the U.S., it was gonna cost.
Y'all,
anywhere
you
between-
got
Apple,
you guys are
like-
takes or just like to me. I don't know.
No,
if it-
Apple
it's-
said the numbers. I'm not giving you takes right now. I'm telling you what was told. It was between the window of $30,000 to $100,000 to buy an iPhone if they started manufacturing them in the U.S.
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. Here is the fucking thing. So you mean to tell
America
me?
lives in a tree-based economy. We
no,
can't
no,
handle
no,
that.
no. Let's go back for a second.
Let Gabe
So
talk.
what?
Let's hear what he's
so
saying.
so what does that tell you about our privilege here? If our iPhones
What does that have to do with anything?
No. And this is what I always say. I'm one of those people who think like, can any of us really be good people as Americans? Because like we benefit so much off the backs of other countries. And right now, if the whole argument is like, oh, we shouldn't be putting on tariffs on other countries because you're trying to bring manufacturing here, and manufacturing here is going to be more expensive, and it's going to be charged on the consumer, someone is paying the cost. There are people paying the cost.
You're referring to the
And
deficiencies of the neoliberal free trade ideology that has been around since like the late. 70s.
it's
Welcome to socialism, brother.
no.
No. Like,
no.
the
That's not what I'm
neoliberalism
saying.
is bad.
Yeah, neoliberalism is bad, but
that's not what I'm saying. I'm thinking that when I look at this as more so as a negative, one of the negatives of capitalism. Obviously, I'm a capitalist. I work in capitalism. That's what I do, and we're American. And to thrive in America, you have to be a capitalist. But you can't be just ignorant and just pretend that our hands are clean. We're good people. We're on the right side. We're fighting for the right argument.
Who is pretending that? None of us are pretending that.
Well, like Yadu was just making an argument like, oh, Apple said it's going to be way more expensive. Like, let's keep making those slaves work. Let's keep making those.
I've said 1,000 times we're shit people.
Yeah, no, but that's not the thing, man. Like, okay, there's the biggest, the biggest context to all of that is the fact that if you want to bring manufacturing back to the United States, you need a more centralized and very heavy-handed government approach to build those manufacturing jobs, build those factories. Give all that money to companies to start building, to start hiring for those. Like, we need our own infrastructure to come back.
I think we're not
at the same time. No. That's what it's supposed to happen. See, like what you're talking about right now, it's like, okay, yeah, look at what's going on. Like,
what it takes to make an iPhone. What does it take to make an iPhone? Mining in cobalt, mining cobalt in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, child labor. And then it takes factories and manufacturing places
this is the problem. Look, here's the problem. We're arguing the same thing. The only problem is what you're saying is like, oh, we're too privileged to what we did, blah 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 blah. Which is, to be honest, it's a bit of a weird argument, a little bit, because
how is it?
It's not really. Argument? Because it's a weird argument, because like what is that related to terrorists, for example, right? Or the idea here is that where would that actually solve if we say, okay, yeah, then don't buy iPhones anymore, right? Because we're exploiting other countries.
My comments.
Do you know why we're exploiting other countries?
Smartphone.
We're exploiting other countries because of the capitalist system. We are exploiting the companies because of the higher class that doesn't want to pay their fair share here in the United States, and they want to stifle any sort of giant government program to basically spread the wealth here in the United States.
No, you just pointed it all at the ultra wealthy. No, I'm not talking about terrorists. I wasn't talking about terrorists. I wasn't talking about terrorists. Oh my God, dude,
we were talking about terrorists.
I know.
We not talk about terrorists.
I know, but I was commenting on Yadu's comment about Apple.
Yeah, but dude, look. You're I get it, but you're deflecting.
I'm not deflecting. I'm not defending terrorists.
You were just talking about why we're exploiting the other countries. This is why we're exploiting.
I would say it's more like a red herring than a deflection. So it's like,
okay, it's a red herring, sure.
If we're bringing up tariffs, we're gonna bring up why they exist.
Well, I'm not defending terrorists. I don't. That's crazy.
Hey, Aaron. Sorry. Hey, by the way, we got a guest named Aaron.
So hot?
He works at Untapped. I'm sorry.
No, he works at a company who owns Untapped.
Yeah, yes. But no, I'm sorry. Once some alcohol is driving, this is my second one. Politics will always end up getting as best as I could. Yeah. What's the pizza update? Yadu, pizza update.
These are the exact arguments. I was like, I can't have these arguments anymore on the internet.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
We can have them.
You know what they do? You know what these arguments do? They go like this.
Yes. Because none of us can change anything. We're not.
That's not true.
We're trying to use the power of our cast to.
This is engagement bait. This is engagement bait. We need people to engage.
Hey,
no. We need to be a mukbang.
Stream, he just texted me, "Yo, this is boring. Can you guys start arguing?"
Wait. Jorge just wait. Jorge just said you're mukbanging. You're like eating a whole pizza.
Nah, I'll put like the microphone in the pizza.
That reminds me. Yadu, tell us about that time. So Yadu goes to one of the most prestigious art schools in the world. And by the way, he had the flex of the muscles. Oh, what do you mean, is it? Okay, whatever, uncultured. But anyway, tell us about the finals when people were presenting about mudbangs, and tell you about what you learned.
Holy shit.
Mukbang.
Okay, so I took a sociology of food class last semester. Great class. Professor was great. And the final assignment was like you had to pick a topic, present on this topic, and you also had to do it was sociology, so you had to do interviews with people and you had to gather qualitative data. Yo, one kid didn't even gather data. Just fucking did like a 15-minute presentation about mukbangs.
By the way, chat, mukbangs is basically a video of watching people eat. And like they really
Oh.
get into the
But
microphone.
apparently
You just
America
hear
has
the
like very
sloppiness.
much like bastardized what it used to like in
I don't
Asian
know.
culture,
It's-
like what it used to be. I forget which country it started in.
Probably Japan.
It must be
because we're talking
Korea.
about, like,
I think it was
origins.
Korea.
Let's see.
Okay, well they used like it was supposed to be like, okay, you sit down, you watch this, like this person's eating with you. It's like almost like having a meal with someone.
Oh.
Now it's like, okay, now it's gonna be
South
someone
Korea.
eating like a
You're right.
ridiculous amount of food.
Yeah, that's what I remember. It was originated from Korea. I just didn't know what the origin is. I thought it was just like a bunch of like K-pop idols eating, and then it's just people just look what
I
they're
burned my
eating.
mouth so bad on that first piece.
Nice. There's our update. There's our Gen Z update right there. Shit's bad, and he's burning his mouth now. 'Cause
Yeah.
he hates.
I
thinking
gave up
about
on
it.
applications, guys. I'm just cold emailing now.
Speaking
I
of
know. I thought you created a cast just for you to get here, man. Aaron's gonna get you that internship, right, Aaron? No, that was the speculation. JP, did you vet these people?
no,
I
So-
forgot about that part. My bad.
Chat. Should we be a mukbang? Should we just be like 3 dudes or no?
Oh.
Actually, yeah, four people just watching Yadu eat. Should we just do that?
no, we would be eating too. They need to make sure all screens are filled with food. But hold on, I've seen some really good.
Oh, we gotta
videos.
please. We gotta vote for one person.
Nice. Put a poll. Make a poll.
Can we
Can you make
talk
polls?
about what
Can I make
kind
a
of,
poll?
what kind of pizza did you make?
Barbecue chicken.
That's
Ah.
a bastardized pizza.
Dude.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, why? What?
Red onions?
Well, for protein.
because I needed a whole
protein.
whole chicken breast on the pizza.
Yeah.
Oh.
A
Oh,
whole
there you go.
chicken
Yeah.
breast.
I'm
or
taking the
cheese-
bulk
So
very
what's
seriously.
funny-
Have
Yeah,
you guys
I'm trying
ever
to be
had
up
the
5 pounds by
barbecue
next
chicken
week.
from Peace Pizza? That is the best I've ever had.
Wait, hold on, Aaron.
Red
You
onions,
had
red peppers, low fat
Yeah.
mozzarella, and Baby Ray's barbecue sauce with some.
Baby
I forget
Ray's.
what the rub. I forget what
Baby
the
Ray's.
rub I used on the
Baby
chicken
Ray's.
was.
So
I made that shit in like 30 minutes.
hold on, Aaron. What do you guys say, Aaron, about that?
no, so I was gonna say, what's funny is especially to the people that are like, that's bastardized pizza. That's legit the pizza that I had for dinner tonight because my wife and I ordered Jets barbecue chicken
Ooh.
pizza.
God damn
Nice.
it.
8 corner baby.
I'm
Wait.
sorry. I'm not a big fan of barbecue on a pizza. It's like chicken
Oh,
is fine,
man.
but not barbecue.
I'm idiot.
chicken.
What a dumb idiot.
Wait,
Wow, okay.
wait, whoa. But
Look at this guy. Look at this guy, man. Damn, man.
No.
Next time Yanni's gonna start eating a fucking pineapple pizza and stuff like that, then we
Yeah,
have him
it's
out.
like-
No,
He's fucking- he's
wait.
fucking out of the cast if I see
I like,
that
I
shit.
like pineapple pizza. I love pineapple pizza. I love pineapple pizza.
No, that shit's shit. Fuck that shit.
No. There
God,
used
yeah.
to be a place in Chicago. It recently just failed, actually, called Leona's.
Oh, because of the pineapple. Yeah, because of the pineapple pizza. That's why.
No,
I'm begging for Gabe to take a blinker right now.
I know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
why?
I don't know what that is, but anyway.
No,
Le-
he just
Yeah.
said.
A pen?
I'm still trying to figure out what that is too.
Someone said it in chat. They said you take a pen and you hit it for 10 seconds.
Oh,
Yeah.
not on
I
camera.
don't
I
know
don't
what
think
you
you can
mean.
do that on.
Are you
Yeah, not on the
smoking?
screen. Who?
Were you smoking? You?
No, never.
Why they keep saying Gabe needs to hit the pen?
They just want me high, I guess, because I'm intense. I don't know.
I watched backlogs and I swore Gabe looked cooked. Damn.
That's funny.
not
Good on my
cooked.
first episode.
Jesus.
Hey, chat. You guys
Attacking
got
the
any
millennial.
questions for our guest?
Hey,
Cat?
somebody's watching backlogs. That's great.
Nice.
Dude, I told you, man. The YouTubes are coming up, man.
Right?
Yeah.
I still missed one of them because fucking Yadu doesn't know how to fucking save in a USB drive. You fucking idiot. All
I
right,
think it's
anyway.
your fault.
No, that was
Maybe you have a
totally your
bad
fault.
USB.
No, yeah, dude. It
Oh, I got
sounds
a
like it was
bad
your fault.
USB.
That sounds like
Yeah,
your
it sounds
fault.
like a
Word
Gen Z thing.
Here.
Is it?
Gen
That's a
Zs
good
don't.
question.
Gen Zs don't know how to fucking use a computer. I just know.
Yeah, dude. What the
I
fuck?
kind of like the question in the comment. What's the worst beer?
Oh yeah, what is the worst beer you guys ever had? Aaron, go ahead.
Yeah.
This person's a Gen Zer.
And
Oh man, it's a tough one.
worst beer ever.
I think I already have a list.
I gotta
I think
think
I
of
already...
mine.
So that's a weird like. So that could fall into different categories. That could be like just worst beer because it could have had like They could have made it poorly and it could have off flavors. Or it could just be like worst beer, like I think it tastes terrible because I don't like it. Because I'll tell you right now, every beer I've ever had with cucumber in it, I just can't do cucumber.
Oh.
And there are breweries that make cucumber beers, and they have all been fucking awful.
Cucumber beers.
But
We just had
Now I
we
want to
just
try
had,
one and see.
we just had a chatter that said any
never had
sour
one.
beer, man. Get the fuck
What?
out
Get
of
outta
here.
here.
No, don't give me that
used
shit.
Wait,
to be my
wait.
opinion until
Let-
I
no.
actually had good ones.
Let me give
On
you
sours,
advice on
you didn't like all
sours.
sours?
For one,
Boo.
there's a delicious sour called La Tub. That's a great one. But there's another thing I do anytime I'm in Whole Foods, anytime I grocery shop, and I'm not in a rush, of course.
it's probably my wife.
I go to the bar and I say, "What sour you got?" Because they only got like one fucking sour on the menu at all times, and it's always good. It's always a good sour. So go drink a Whole Foods sour. It's not a Whole Foods brand, but just go to the bar, and it's cheap, by the way. Whole Foods bar. That's the cheapest thing you can do in Whole Foods, I think, is go drink and get drunk there. Do it, knock it out. But anyway, that's
All right.
Fucking hilarious.
Real quick. This
Also-
was my worst beer. I don't know if this is considered a beer, but it's in Untapped though. Twisted Tea Original. Fuck that shit, man. That's a beer, right?
So seltzers. So seltzer.
I have a
then?
friend who loves Tweez
That
religiously.
I'm
Not
not counting
really.
that one.
Yeah.
I only
It's called an
I only
RTD.
yeah, no, I only drank that because of that meme that
Right.
happened. You know what I'm talking about?
The one the
first
guy
thought
got
was
beat
something
up
like
with the thing.
Natty Light or
Yeah,
Keystone
the
Light, you know,
The
shit
dude that
like
got beat up,
I
yeah.
guess technically no.
Wait, fucking
Twisted
swings
Tea's
a
not
tweet
an
at him?
RTD.
Yeah.
It's what's called a flavored malt beverage.
Flavored malt.
Hangover in a
Flavored
can.
malt.
There you go. So
Yeah,
much
what-
sugar. Yeah.
What
he's
does
right.
the beer
So,
community think
here's a
about
question.
seltzers?
About
If they're
seltzers?
done right, yeah, I like them. You know,
We
No,
don't.
Oh, no,
The
We don't
brewers.
drink them, but we make them because
we don't
It's
drink
it's
we
hot right
realize
now in the
that there are
market.
gluten-free people.
yeah.
People that it's really not hot anymore, though. That's
It's
the thing,
really?
it's like the seltzer craze has definitely died.
Thank you for telling me
And
that.
you wanna
I
know
was this
what's
close to
hot
investing in
now?
seltzers. Thank you for telling me. This close.
Buy on the low,
So,
Gabe.
I did,
I don't
and I
think-
won.
I
by
don't
the way,
think
JP.
non-alcoholic is ever gonna like be like as big as people think it's gonna be.
I never
But
thought so
non-alcoholic
too.
is definitely having
Gabe's
a
been on
moment
Truth Social
right
this
now
whole time.
for sure. But dude, ready to drink.
Yeah, I caught that too.
are freaking-
I've never been on that.
Ready
I
to
don't
drink
know, I'm
cocktails.
seeing them everywhere. Yeah.
Did you hear that,
Yeah.
Gabe? Did you hear that? He just said ready to drink cocktails.
I've-
That's the next
I've-
big thing, apparently.
I've tried
Like that one company on the
They've
rocks.
been around for a while. Yeah, on the rocks, exactly, from Target. I've had not from
They
Target,
have,
but they have them
they've
at Target.
never, like, people are just now starting to do them well.
Well,
And
Wisconsin does
in
them
my
well.
opinion, no one still does like. I'm still waiting for somebody to do like an old fashioned.
No, Wisconsin does a good
Vintage-
a brandy
that-
old fashioned well,
that-
bottled.
Really? Bottled old fashioned?
Not as an RTD like in a can.
No.
They
It-
just do a brandy old fashioned.
No, it's in a glass bottle.
The
And
Wisconsin old fashioned is dope, but it's not like no one has perfected putting an old fashioned or
In a
a
can.
Manhattan or that in
On a-
a
yeah.
can or a package that I could buy from a liquor store and I don't have to like mix myself.
Yeah,
Wait,
I don't-
Like once somebody can do that and it can be great, then I'm like, bro, it's game over.
But they're gonna-
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm old man yelling at clouds at this moment. Like I could never see that happen, man. And
Yeah.
it's like I know how to make an old fashioned myself. It's
Same.
like I feel
Same.
like that's blasphemy too. By the way, someone in the chat asked, "What's the opinions on ciders?" By the way. Oh, I was gonna say one of the worst drinks I actually had was in the UK, and it was a cider because, well, they drank it warm, and it tasted like how you would like, I guess, Pine Sol. You know Pine Sol? That's
Yeah, I drink
basically
it all
what it
the
was.
time.
Yeah, drink Pine Sol all the time. Yeah, Pine Sol. That's what.
cleaning
That's what
Same
it.
person said,
that's it.
It smells so
The-
good though, so relaxing.
the Jack and Cokes are bad. Oh, he's talking
Um,
about the Remember how Coke started doing the canned Jack and Cokes last summer, or maybe it was the summer before?
With
I
Jack
don't know.
Daniels, I think. Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah.
Apparently they were shit.
Wait, they put it in the can like
They
a
were
cocktail in
awful.
the can?
Yeah, they
Oh.
like pre-made them.
Ew.
Awful.
Ew,
There you
Jack
go. Aaron,
Daniel.
Aaron, hold on. Aaron says they were awful. Basically,
Ah.
he's the expert.
So
If you want decent, like local, ready to drink cocktails, Maplewood does their own line of RTDs that are pretty freaking awesome. So check them out if you have not had them.
Dude.
All right,
dude.
going back to ciders though. So, what's your opinion on ciders then?
Love them.
I'm
Well,
totally. Yeah, they're fine.
too sweet for me.
It's like
They're fine?
again, everything has its place. Like I'm never gonna shit on like anything as far as like a style. Like seltzers have their place, ciders have their place, beer has their place. Everything realistically has its place, especially because ciders are again a gluten-free option. Like there are so many. JP knows this like better than any of us here.
Yeah.
Like if you have somebody who's gluten free or celiac or that like and is limited in what they can drink, like they are reliant on those options if they want to drink something that has alcohol or something like that. So I will never
That
like
reminds me.
and there are good ciders out there. It just it's like dependent on the person. In my opinion, I will still say I think the best cider company out there is still Virtue.
Virtue. Okay.
Which is yeah, so Greg Hall, who used to be the like brewmaster of Goose Island, he's John Hall, the founder's son. He when they sold to Anheuser-Busch, Greg left and started his own cidery called Virtue, and it got like really popular for a hot minute because he was the first cidery that was actually barrel aging cider on the regular. And he has done some insanely good ciders, but also his barrel aged ciders are just stupid. They're so good.
We're talking. I got it on screen right now. It's the Virtue cider. They only sell them in bottles. Is this the correct one I'm looking at? Cardinal 2019, Old Spot 2019, Salute 2020, Rosalita.
The mitten is legit. So
the
good.
Mitten. Where is that?
Is Lagunitas Brewery still open? No. Yes. See.
I think so.
In Chicago, no.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
They failed.
But overall, yes. No, they shut down the Chicago brewery. Yeah.
Why?
Oh no.
speaking of,
Speaking of, actually, no. The Mitten. By the
They
way, the
just
Mitten.
released-
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Lagunitas just released one of their like specialty releases, Waldo's Special Ale.
Okay.
Like, it's like a super hot. Like people love that beer.
Nice.
yeah.
If you see
So-
that, buy that so that you can try it. It's really cool.
Sorry, I want to
One
go
more
back.
piece,
I
guys.
want one more piece. There's the pizza update. He's got one more piece.
What about the
Real quick, Virtue Cider though, the Mittens is like okay, it's up on their shop, but then when you go to Mittens, page not found. Do they not sell it anymore? It's not in their front page anymore.
I think it's a seasonal. I don't think it's.
Oh, okay. So speaking of being shut down, like
Yeah, it might.
they're trying to shut down Minoka Brewery Company in Wisconsin again.
Wow.
The zoning company. Because
Almost said
the
he's struggling.
commission,
I'm taking big ass breaths between.
yeah,
every
well, because the
word.
commission is very right wing and Minoka Brewing Company is very left wing, and so they're shutting him down for their political
Really?
views. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Wah, wah, wah. Look at that, man.
Yeah.
That's bad on the other side. So Lagunitas seems like it is
But they're right over the
closed, at
border.
least- Real quick, sorry, we didn't finish that topic. So why are they closing? Or no, they're moving out of Chicago?
well, they're not originally from Chicago in the first
Yeah,
place.
they're not. Yeah.
It was a nice
The
spot
Chicago
though in
brewery
Pilsen
was
area.
just like another. Yeah, so COVID, man, COVID killed that brewery. Honestly,
Damn.
that brewery was like doing well for them, and then COVID kind of halted everything, and they weren't ever able to recover the way that they needed. So, in order to, like a lot of companies, in order to cut costs, they ended up shuttering. So, as far as I know, I don't know if they still actually own the space, but they basically shuttered the tap room and they also shuttered the brewing space. But as far as I heard, they were still, I believe, using some of the space there for warehousing. So basically, it sounded like they were shipping beer from California that they were making out there, and then they were using the Chicago space as like a distribution center to basically like hold product for probably the Midwest and the East Coast, so that they could just like
nice
have it and ship it out from there.
I love
makes
the
sense,
I
yeah.
love the behind the scenes insight there, and that's nice. Hey, quick random questions here.
This is like part of my. I just know stupid shit.
You ever seen the
Hey,
show?
hold on. Sorry. Real quick. Yadu has finished his fucking pizza, guys. Congratulations. He did it.
Let's drink
He
to
was
it.
struggling.
Let's drink to
Chat,
it.
yeah, let's drink. Chat was burned. Chat was worried. They're saying that he was struggling, and I was watching him sweat. Clip that.
Nice.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Woo, you're gonna feel that tomorrow, Yadu.
Nice.
Man,
This is
it's
my
gonna come
third day
back.
doing this in a row, by the way.
That's kind of
Really?
fucked. That's fucked.
Is it? Are you doing this as like solidarity that you haven't gotten an internship yet? It's like keep coaching myself until I get it.
Remember that guy who went viral for eating rotisserie chickens every day, like whole rotisserie chickens? He ate like 30.
You know who like his girlfriend caught him eating a rotisserie chicken like naked. in the
Oh,
kitchen
I forgot you were there. I forgot you were there.
Oh my!
That's a fucked up story. That's a crazy story.
He ate like a whole rotisserie chicken every day.
Every day for 31
Every day.
days. Let me see how long he went.
Like
Was it
one
as
of those
one
small
meal or,
ones,
like,
though.
throughout
It can't
the
be
day?
a big one, like a small one.
No, you
They
can
may
eat
have small
No,
ones.
was it one of those like Costco
No,
ones?
they were
the ones that you
legit
get from
size.
Costco,
They were legit size.
like the Costco ones, right?
Yeah.
Because those
But
are pretty big.
I got one.
It seems
Oh,
like-
he ate it for 40 days. For 40 days. Every day for 40 days.
Wow.
Who's the,
How much
Jesus
weight
Christ.
did he gain?
who's the dude that ate a?
Was he working
ate a
out?
Big
Or, like,
Mac
No,
every
no,
day
no, no.
for,
You
like,
wouldn't gain that much weight
Oh,
from one
that's the super.
The
What you're
McDonald's
asking?
guy.
Yeah, the super size me guy who passed away of cancer, by the way.
Ah, damn
Yeah,
you,
that's-
McDonald's.
That'll do it.
You took another one.
Stomach cancer?
was-
Y-
Yeah,
You're
Morgan.
talking about the
himself
guy.
in
You're talking
prison,
about
too,
Morgan
to
Spurlock.
See what prison.
Yeah,
was
Morgan Sporlock was the guy that ate
Yeah.
McDonald's
Yeah.
every single day.
No, I'm talking about this guy who went
He was the
viral.
dude that ate McDonald's and made the documentary. But
Yeah.
I just looked it up. Dan Gorski is
Oh, never
from
mind then.
Fond du Lac, Michigan, Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. So this dude Dan Gorski has eaten a Big Mac nearly every day since 1972.
I do remember seeing
Jeez.
that.
He's eaten over 35,000 Big Macs.
Holy cow!
I think
Guys,
Warren
guys,
Buffett was known for
are
eating
you-
Big
Dude
Macs
is
too.
skinny.
Are you guys seeing these pictures? This dude's sideburns are
Oh, yeah.
legit. Look at these sideburns. They don't quit. That's some powerful sideburns this guy has. This guy looks like no, look at that. This guy looks like John Lennon. If
Does-
John Lennon didn't did that, he looks like John Lennon.
That's
If John
from
Lennon
those
ate
Big
Big
Macs.
If John Lennon went from music to eating Big Macs instead of getting
No,
shot. Oh,
look,
shit.
did you look up the rotisserie chicken guy?
I gotta look that up. Okay.
His
hold
name
on.
is Alexander Tominsky. And I remember seeing like a post on November 6th. Like it was like his last day of eating it, the 40th day. Everyone went out to pier to watch. It was hundreds of people to witness him eat this last chicken. And I remember seeing a video of it. And it was hilarious. And he's like eating it like this shit was hilarious. No, but honestly, I used to eat rotisserie chickens every day too when I was personal training. Like back in my that was very cheap,
When
$5.
you need the protein, you know.
And honestly, if you ate one whole one every day, and that's the only
Protein.
thing you ate.
This is for the bulk. This is just me trying to get up to 165 in like 2 weeks.
That's insane.
Oh,
Really
man.
unhealthy. That's supersized me.
I'm at
shit.
like 162.
Oh, okay. Where were you
How
at the
tall are
beginning?
you?
Apparently, I'm
5'10".
following
okay.
everything you guys are eating because I ate a rotisserie chicken yesterday.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah.
He's in the crew.
Did you eat? Did you?
What's everybody having tomorrow so that I know what I should probably
What
eat?
are you gonna be
Well,
eating?
I had Chipotle today, so I don't know if that
I
gets
had-
you anything.
Pollo con mole con
My
pollo
only
today.
problem
It's
is-
soup tonight. Not
Our
exciting.
Chipotle here is like no bueno. But we
Is there-
also
there's a-
have this place called JP's at it. We have this place called Las Palmas, which is a Mexican place.
Las Palmas.
And it is legit super good.
Las Palmas in Pittsburgh.
Oh, we should tell the story of like when I came to visit you over the summer.
Las Palmas, like palm tree.
Las Palmas. Las Palmas. Okay, gotcha.
Palmas.
Gotcha.
Las
Well,
Palmas.
we're gonna use this as the thumbnail.
Super good.
What? I should have clipped you, man, when you were cooking. Shit.
You still can clip.
Oh well,
that.
whatever.
But
no, I need a screenshot.
When I was in Pittsburgh.
Hold on, we need a still for the thumbnail though.
Yeah. All right. God, JP, talk. Go.
Yeah, geez, somebody interrupted me.
Gen Z, man.
We got hit and run twice within 24 hours. It was nuts. And the second time was by a cop.
I'm sorry, what? In Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Jeez,
it was the
sucks,
craziest
man.
experience
By a Quaker?
ever. It was just like
who the fuck lives in Pittsburgh? Fuck.
Quakers. Quakers.
It's actually a great town.
Mill.
We're going back again twice this summer. So
Meek Mill.
Hey,
JP is in a microwave. We got from the
like,
chatter.
Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
Wiz Khalifa's from Pittsburgh.
So if you ever want
famously.
to own a house,
Never
and you wanna
going
live
to.
in the city, and you want to
Gen Z.
pay $100,000 to $150,000 less than Chicago, come to Pittsburgh.
That's
Right.
not a good selling point to me, buddy.
Right. But
It's already suspicious.
You can do.
But here, sorry, guys. Counterpoint.
Well,
It's
that's just a
Pittsburgh.
sign that Illinois.
And this is when you guys were shitting on Cleveland, by the way. Cleveland's okay. Go fuck yourself.
Counterpoint.
Now, like
Black and
Cleveland's
yellow,
fine.
black and yellow, black and yellow.
And I used to live in Cleveland when LeBron James left.
Hey,
okay, that was the dark times. That was the worst times.
As a Chicago native
It
here,
was still fine.
James,
It was fine. It was fine.
I have a
As a-
segue.
I have a
LeBron
segue.
James Barbie is dropping soon. It's going to be $75.
Jesus.
No, fuck that segue.
Oh, yeah. LeBron James
All right.
Barbie.
Congratulations
I
to
might buy
LeBron, to LeBron King.
And a segue from Barbie to Minecraft.
I wanted
Because
to
Minecraft beat Barbie as the highest grossing movie.
Oh, did it? I
Damn.
heard it's fine. I heard the movie's just fine.
It's
just
a
a
good
meme.
combination of, adult comedy and kid comedy.
Right.
That's what it
You
is.
saw it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he saw
I
it.
wanted to see it. My kids are big Minecraft,
Actually,
fanatics, so-
was that one of your topics? Was Minecraft? No, COVID pods. What?
COVID
Chicago
pods. That was
rock
talk
music
about-
scene, craft beers, COVID pods, Doctor Who. That's what you listed. Except,
COVID pause?
I'm sorry, our guests actually watched a lot of fucking. What was it? Family Matters? No, Family
No,
Matters. All in the Family?
No,
No.
Full
Full
House. Full House.
Full House. Thank you. Full House. Full House.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Dude,
Great-
I
good
also
question.
watch-
Good question.
I also
Why?
watch a lot of Family Matters as well. If we want to talk about that.
I
was just
watched
watching
Family.
the
I
episode where the cement was being dumped into the kitchen.
TGIF.
Yes, TGIF, ABC's TGIF. This is before Yadu's was
Oh,
born,
thank
actually,
God
and
it's
then
Friday. Yep.
yeah,
You're
I don't know if Gabe would know this. TGIF.
The
On
restaurant?
It was
ABC?
definitely early
Oh.
90s. Early 90s.
No.
No, that's
Arnold.
TGI Fridays, which is the
Yeah.
same thing. Thank goodness it's Friday. But
Not
I haven't
TGIF.
been to one of those in like 20 years. Jeez.
Dude, go to the one in
Yeah.
Oak Park, super ghetto, but they definitely drink a lot. They pour so much alcohol in your cocktails. You're like,
I love it.
definitely worth it.
or just
Get
go
a
to
Mai Tai
Sarah's.
with
And
Just
I
go
say
to
Sarah's.
it's ghetto, and it's nothing racist about it. It's all it's just like the police are always there. Like you go there, and they're not there because they're eating. They're there on work. They're there on business.
they're like, what's gonna happen next?
They're taking someone out
What?
probably because of the alcohol.
Oh, geez. Okay, hold on. Family Matters or fuck? What was that? Full House.
No,
Which one's better? I say Family Matters, but that's just me.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I don't give a fuck about neither.
I just
Fresh-
gave you two. I did, Fresh
Fresh-
Prince. Yes, Fresh Prince. I would agree too.
I mean,
Fresh
I would have to
Prince
say
is
Full
good.
House. 'Cause,
Okay.
Family Matters was
We're
before
only-
even
but
my
here's the-
time almost.
Wait,
Here's
which
what we're
one's
only
Urkel?
talking
Dude, I
about-
once had a girl over and I had Fresh Prince on and she made me turn it off. She made me switch it and I never saw her again after that.
Yeah, you should
You
never
kicked
see her again.
out of the
Yeah,
damn
never
house?
invited her over again.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't-
she told them to turn it
Ever talk to
off.
A woman who makes me turn off Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
Like,
she made me
No.
switch it. She was
No.
like, "Can we watch something else?"
No.
And I was like,
Crazy.
No.
Crazy.
So you know what
Nah.
you should have told her? You should have told her you interviewed the guy that
Right.
knows Jazzy Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you could've watched something else when you
Well, this wasn't true at the time. That was like what 18
Yeah.
at the time.
I was just saying.
Hold on.
We,
So
we should
wait,
get
wait,
Jazzy
wait,
Jeff on the show. Just
yeah,
to,
we should if we
prove that
can, and
girl
also
wrong.
we still do like Vermin Supreme too. Which, by the way, hold on, let's go back. Come on, we're fucking like
We can
time
digress.
here.
We're all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
That's what we
TGIF.
do.
TGIF. Back at ABC, used to have TGIF. It was basically a program, or no, a block that they had a bunch of sitcoms. Full House was a part of it. Family Matters was a part of it. And there was one show that, for some reason, I always get
What's another
confused
one?
by Family Matters. It was the one that the opening sounded
Suzanne
exactly the
Summers
same
was
fucking
in
thing.
it. What was it?
No, the opening sounded exactly the
Step?
same fucking thing. Step by step. Yes.
Yes,
Never-
that's what I was
The
just
opening
saying.
was the
Susan Summers.
same. They all
Dude.
sounded the fucking same.
Yeah.
Every one of them. And Step by
They were
Step
all
was the
the
one.
same show,
Yeah,
pretty
you
much.
wanna-
Yeah, step by
wanna know
step,
why?
day by day, day by day. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Wait, whoa. Do you want to know why?
Why? They
Why?
were sung by the same guy?
They were made by the same person.
Oh.
The same person who created the theme for Family Matters, I believe, created the theme for Step by Step.
That's why it sounded so fucking similar. Was that you? I thought he was about to say,
was.
guess what?
It was John
me.
Williams.
Guess what?
It was John
my
Williams.
John
It
Williams.
was so much better if I made TGIF theme song.
Yeah, by the way, chat, sorry, Yadu's about to die. He ate way too much right now, as you can see.
Oh.
And he's going to do it again tomorrow, guys. And next week.
What-
We're going to
wait.
make him do it next week.
I have questions
This is
for
a thing
Aaron.
now.
Next week I'll do
Like
something
camera?
else.
Is
Next
that
week's
what's
gonna
gonna
be like mac and cheese or some shit.
No,
So-
no, it's got to be a fucking pizza. It's it. Now, we're doing it. We're forcing this shit on
So
you.
Aaron, I want to shout out your hoodie because I see you got the Riot Fest on. That's a Chicago festival. They used to happen
yeah.
right in my hood, right on my block where I lived in Humble Park. The last one that happened was actually Fall Out Boy was there. It was awesome. It was an awesome.
Remember
con-
me
Nice.
We would get free
for
tickets
centuries.
for living there.
Instead, I need to do a shot.
And
Yeah, Yadu, do a shot. Go.
shot. And also, I wanted to ask two questions.
This is
One,
By the way, this is gonna be our new thing, man. We're gonna
Yeah,
torture
I
Yadu
can't-
every
yeah.
fucking cast. We're gonna torture Yadu every cast. This is a new thing now. It seems like the chat wants this. Just saying.
Sounds like
the
you-
chat, chat is asking.
so one, when you did you ever see the show Easy on Netflix? And there was an episode about brewery and the start of a brewery from these guys who worked at Dark Matter Coffee, and it was actually James Franco's
I
brother,
might
Dave
throw up.
Franco. Don't throw up. Don't throw up. At least off camera. Off camera. Okay, maybe on camera on the
You guys
side.
gonna drink with me, or am
Oh
I?
yeah,
Oh,
just
cheers.
cheers. Yeah, cheers. Cheers, Yadu. Good luck. Oh my god, he's gonna throw up.
If you
Can
were
we clip that shit?
if you were to guess, Laura, if you were to say like to yourself, to like, since you've been working in that industry for so long, how close to reality was it, or was it just kind of like, oh, Hollywood fake shit?
How close was easy?
Yeah. To like the making, because they had two episodes. They had the making of the brewery from the backyard,
Yeah.
the garage, and then they made the brewery and went big. Like, you know,
It
tell me a
was
little bit about your thoughts on
decently
that.
like right on.
Okay, they were using the tools. I saw that they were like
I would say that it was pretty.
are growlers important to the
Ooh.
culture of brewing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A
Not
growler.
anymore. Like
No?
they were.
Oh, it feels like I just drank
around the
gasoline.
time. Yeah.
You did.
Well, now like so, COVID forced more breweries to get canners.
Mm.
So-
Uh,
A lot more breweries now have can machines, and they also like and just the like putting beer in a can is more sustainable from like not sustainable so much as like just the product holds better. So a lot of breweries, even if they couldn't get can machines now, so this company called October is one like a good example. So October makes crawlers, which are just like can versions of growlers, like the glass.
Mhm.
You can actually change them out so that if you want to run like a 16-ounce can like this on it, you can do that. Because they do that, then like the growler and like glass aspect just got less and less like popular with people.
Ah.
'Cause it's
Okay.
Ah.
Next question.
you put it in a can.
Are there like
Yeah.
Next
are there,
question.
who are your like most important people? Like is there someone in the beer community that like inspires you like crazy, or like who's super cool? Like in my mind, it comes to my mind is the brewmaster of Manhattan Brewery. I think his name is Garrett Oliver. He has videos on YouTube where he's like,
Yeah.
you know him?
Shoot.
You know of him? That guy's awesome.
That
Guy's awesome. He definitely inspires me to definitely want to
Yeah.
go the path to get a brewmaster just for fun. Do you think it's possible to just become a brewmaster for fun if you have some supplemental income to put towards extracurricular activities?
It sounds like Aaron knows something about
Well,
that guy. He was gonna break your heart.
No,
Oh,
you're
no,
pessimistic.
no,
He's
no.
he's a pessimist.
Okay. No, he had a face of like, oh man, am I gonna break his heart? He's like, that dude's a fucking asshole. Just kidding.
No. I was gonna on the very opposite side of things. I was gonna say I know Garrett Oliver. And
Nice!
He is an amazing human being.
Nice.
So for those that don't know, Garrett Oliver is the brewmaster at Brooklyn Brewing in New York.
Yes.
Dude has been there for like basically since their inception, and is easily one of the most influential people in American beer. Honestly,
Wow.
Like,
I didn't know that.
he's-
I just thought.
I would say he is in my opinion, Garrett is in the top 5 like most influential people in craft beer in the United States.
Wow.
For sure.
Interesting.
Garrett getting his flowers. Garrett, come on the show. Come on the show, Garrett. Please,
Yeah,
I'll send you this.
Come on the show. Or we need monetize.
Dude,
We
I'll
need
be-
to
I
monetize
will-
on that.
No,
Hey,
we
y'all
don't care
did-
about
Close,
it.
but I will probably be hanging out with him in a few weeks. So the
Oh shit.
Craft Brewers Conference,
Tell him.
which is an annual like craft beer conference, is being held in Indianapolis in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I think it is.
All right.
Really?
The
It's
last
easy to
week
get tickets.
of April.
Like, can we go?
Yeah,
No?
it's not cheap.
Oh. No.
It's like a whole. It's not really like so. The Great American Beer Festival is like, or the Consumer Festival, which he goes to that every year as well.
Mhm.
But then the Craft Brewers Conference is like for the like craft beer side. It's a lot of like my company is there because we're trying to sell our product to breweries. So it's very much like a kind of like production side. Like there's a lot of like seminars and things for like breweries and people like that. So
Nice.
and that
Nice.
that thing is massive. It's like we're expecting. It's usually like 15,000 people every year go
Damn.
to that conference.
Cool.
Yeah,
How many
Damn.
people got it?
yeah.
Real quick, by the way, I'm on my third beer.
will-
I'm still sticking to
Most
Three
likely
Floyds right
so.
now. Turbo Reaper IPA is where I'm at right now.
Okay. Another IPA.
I just got a bunch of Three Floyds
I'm gonna
because
go get my third beer. I'll be back.
Yeah, I had a bunch of people over
Yeah,
at my
you had a
place.
close-
What?
Like it.
Wow, Yadu's about to die, by the way. How you doing, Yadu?
Oh,
How's
he
Gen
was-
Z going? Did you throw up?
You ate it too
No.
fast.
You need more soju?
Do you need another
I'm
shot?
out of soju, dude. I should finish that shit in like maybe 20 minutes. I think that might have been less than 20 minutes that I finished that pizza.
Yeah. Probably
Yeah,
wasn't.
that was probably too much.
But
I still have a
I
protein
will
shake
say-
to finish tonight and a
Mukbang.
quarter gallon of water.
I'm gonna say fun fact about soju.
yeah,
We have two people that use the software that I work for that produce soju. One is in Brooklyn and one is in LA.
oh yeah.
Neither of them are
Which is
good
like
day,
very.
are they?
There are not
they
like,
good
there
day?
are probably like 8 to 10 soju producers in the entire country.
I was gonna say I
and
know
two
one of them.
use the software.
Wow.
Oh, by the way, if any of you guys are wondering, our favorite chatter, Chai Stab Crew, right now I think is in France, so that's why he's not He's not trolling
Got a
right now.
fun
He,
chat
Wow.
tonight, though, forcing me to do shots.
I know. Wait
Just making us live stream my
that
undoing.
would be the best synergy right now, but the dude's in France right now, unfortunately.
No,
Sorry.
but way to crap on Quincy Jenkins C. Like what? Come on, man. Shout out to Quincy Jenkins for being such a big fan.
He's our friend. Yeah, Quincy Jenkins. Thank you for coming out. There was a first-time chatter. Hackula was the first-time chatter that apparently said that all sour beers are shit. So good job, good job there.
Dude, someone they asked me to do another shot. I can't. I'll die.
Yeah, do it.
I want to know. So sours are like IPAs. It's like if you're like, I hate IPAs. It's like, well, what IPA do you hate? Because there's like,
so many different types.
I hate Voodoo Ranger.
I've known
Voodoo
German.
Ranger? There you go.
I don't like
Germans
Voodoo
tend to
Ranger.
hate
I remember I got that shit for my
IPAs.
19th birthday party and I hated it.
I'll be honest. I'm not a big
I got it 'cause the
IPA
can
fan.
looked cool.
You just drank
I
three
mean, they all do.
IPAs. back
Actually,
then, huh?
okay, hold on. Let me ask about this. To someone that works in the
you
industry
say
and
that
stuff
as
like.
you're drinking one right now.
What, me?
Yeah, you're drinking
IPA?
one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I
You're
got
like,
into
I'm
the.
not a big fan of IPAs, but I'm
Well,
currently
no, you
drinking
gotta
one.
understand. I'm not a big fan of IPAs, but I drink whatever the fuck is in my fridge. Okay, so you gotta understand that.
You
right?
bought it.
But it's not that I hate it. No, I didn't buy this. I didn't buy this.
Oh.
This came from the party. I told you I had a bunch of people over, and this is one of the beers, Three Floyds. I don't usually buy Three Floyds. This came from.
Pollyanna
Oh,
now.
somebody left it.
Who fucking
Yeah,
dying?
no, they gave it to you invite you invite a bunch of people to the party, you're gonna end up having more beer than what you bought. It's essentially what happens to me.
What you do.
Right, and that's what happened to me. And I got Three Floyds in, so I'm trying to finish this off. Regardless, hold on. Well, 1 second. What I was about to say was that the IPA thing, right? I didn't like IPAs originally just because I didn't like the aftertaste, because I was never a big fan of grapefruit. And for some reason, IPAs always gave me back that grapefruit taste for some reason. It doesn't matter which one it was. That said, I've gotten used to it. I'm okay. But I did notice, and this is what I was going to ask, packaging and the cans and stuff like that. When has it been that all beers, and especially IPAs, I don't know why breweries always stick with IPAs. But when it comes to amazing, awesome packages, cool looking shit, whatever, it's always an IPA.
It is.
I'm just wondering about that, though. Why is it IPAs always get the best packaging? Or maybe I'm just noticing IPAs more had the best packaging, or maybe because
I applied for an internship at this company that they do the fucking package design for Bud Light. I think they shat all over me.
Okay, well, anyway, great, Aaron.
Sorry, man.
It's based on what you're doing.
Sorry, what?
Not all IPAs have just killer packaging, but a lot of them. I think it's more just a craft thing. I think it's big into craft that if you don't have flashy packaging that somebody is going to notice,
right?
Then it's
maybe because it's more competitive, so they have to stand out more.
Okay, so my second question to that was, why does every single brewery seem to lean on IPAs? Why is IPAs everywhere, essentially? Because I always
by far the most popular style in the country.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not even close. It's a lot of macro lagers. In the craft segment, IPA kills, destroys.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
It's
okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm
just there are better beers. So
personally, I love lagers but I love porters, brown ales, and stouts. Those are my all-time favorites. Are they harder to make?
I also like those.
Right, but are they harder to make or something? Is that the reason? I don't know.
Aaron's like, damn it, I'm out again.
It depends. No, I brought a backup.
Oh, you brought it back up
because I knew I would finish that one quick.
Okay, good.
They're not necessarily harder to make. It just kind of depends on the style that you're making. Some take more time than others, and stuff like that. So IPAs in general, you can usually turn it you can brewing to packaging in 2 to 3 weeks. Where a stout is going to take you more 4 weeks at minimum. So
I see.
And that's why people don't lagers are very good. People think lagers are extremely easy to make, which they actually are not.
I
because
know.
they are open to a lot of error. It's like a lager, if you have what are called off notes in it, it is very easy to pick up in a lager because you cannot hide that shit.
Right, right. That's yeah.
And
Yeah.
and lagers take more time. If you make a lager, more than likely a lager is going to be in a tank for 6 to 8 weeks, whereas you make an IPA and you could potentially turn it out in 2 weeks. So then you're potentially making 3 batches of IPA in the time that you're making 1 batch of lager.
You know,
The cost of inventory goes up.
But
Yeah.
hold on. That's interesting you
Yeah.
say that because like obviously the most mass produced drinks are lagers. Budweiser, Bud Light, all that shit. Those are all lagers. So like that's interesting you say that how is it that then lagers
How
I
do
guess
they
maybe
win out in the end when
yeah, one, how do they
They-
win out? This is the reason why there's a misconception that lagers are so easy to make because Budweiser's like they're the most mass produced ones out of all beers. Like you
So
go
they
to
have a
Asia,
fuckload of
it's
tanks.
all lagers. So they have a fuckload of
Lot of
tanks, is
tanks.
basically what you're saying. Okay, gotcha.
It's the same reason that like so if you go to a distillery, like say you go to Buffalo Trace.
Right.
Did you just hear
Buffalo
about
Trace
Buffalo
is still
Trace?
gonna churn.
Sorry.
I was just like Buffalo Trace is still gonna churn out whiskey like semi regularly because they have turned their quote loggers quicker. But they also are like, okay, we're releasing a shit ton of this, and then the next day we've got this like huge batch of tanks that's ready to turn, and this the next day this, and they just have so many tanks that they've got the space to like
one of those like whiskey monthly distribution groups or something like that.
No,
Yeah.
my buddy,
So they all told me they were
whiskey, Illinois whiskey, Illinois distribution of whiskey is premium, really good because my buddy actually joins that shit.
It is super good.
Yeah.
I did not realize how good it was until I left.
Oh.
And then everyone I talked to was like, dude, we don't have anything like Benny's here.
Yeah.
They're like, I wish we had something like Benny's here. And they were all like, so when you go back to Chicago, go and procure all your whiskey that you can in Chicago, or have your friends pick up whiskey for you and bring it to you.
Hey man, but
so legit, like,
hey man,
we had friends that came out and they brought me whiskey, which was great.
But hey man, you pay $100,000 less for your house, so I mean,
yeah, there's that.
All right, so
but funny enough, our beer is also more expensive here.
Oh, really? Okay, so I'm showing chat right now. This is Chateau Jiahu. It's got a beautiful woman with I guess a tattoo in her lower back. They usually call that a very derogatory name. But this is the beer that here it is. Our destination is 9,000 years ago in northern China. Preserved pottery jars found in the Neolithic village of Jiahu in Henan province have revealed a mixed fermented beverage of rice, honey, fruit that is produced for long ago. So this, I was surprised you never heard of this brewery. I mean, this beer from Dogfish Head, but they never do this anymore.
500 subscribers, I'll get a tramp stamp.
Yeah.
It's a
shit.
Beer,
you guys heard it. We got 500 subscribers of Topical Drinks. He's getting a tribe stamp. Boom.
We'll do it live on the show.
Yeah. Did that wake you up, Gabe?
That's crazy though. A tramp stamp is crazy. That's a crazy.
This exact tramp stamp right here. This exact tramp stamp. This is what it is.
I'm not looking at it.
Yeah, look at my screen right now.
No, and that does match. That does match Yadu's vibes.
It does match Yadu's vibes. It does. Yadu, you seeing it?
I'm trying to look at it.
Oh my god, look at it harder.
That? I don't know about that.
Well, you said it. Okay, we got it.
I don't even know what that means.
It probably says Happy New Year or something. I don't know.
Happy New Year.
Now that I look at the label of this beer, I'm pretty sure I did have this beer like 15 years ago.
This is one of the most interesting beers I've ever had. If we're gonna talk about best beers I've had, one, Full Mass Gunner's Daughter is one of the best beers I've ever had. Secondly, it's this guy. Chateau Jiahu was it was strange because like it felt like every single second or like every 5 seconds it had a different taste to it. Like the taste just kept evolving every time I tasted this guy. So it had a very interesting aftertaste to this guy. I do not like that Dogfish Head hasn't brought this out in a long time, at least in Illinois or in Ohio. I had this first time in Cleveland. I had it in Cleveland. Right. I think they discontinued it, I think. I mean, obviously, because Dogfish Head actually went through management changes like years ago from what I remember.
Well, they're now owned by Boston Beer Company.
Right, and Boston Beer Company, I guess, hates China, I guess, or something. I don't know. What the fuck? But they got to bring this back. They got to bring this one back for sure. If anybody's hearing it, actually, I'm pleading to you, Aaron, since you're gonna go to the conference. You're gonna go to the conference in Indianapolis. Ask them, Chateau Jiahu, where the fuck is it? Will you do that for me?
I will guarantee you I will run into Sam Calgione, who owns Dogfish.
Oh, shit.
Will ask him about this beer.
Yes. Ask him about it. Post in our Discord what happened. I think Yadu's going to throw up. I was also going to say give Yadu an internship, but you know what? What's more important is get Chateau Jiahu back in the fucking shelves.
Yahoo he just failed the interview.
Not more important. I just want to grab a charger. Relax.
We're just teasing you. You can't have a good podcast if you don't make fun of Gen Z.
Yeah, I know.
2, can you be on my friend's podcast?
Yeah, there you go.
Are you asking Garrett? Get Garrett Oliver, please.
Oh, that him too.
When you talk to Garrett, just tell him There
Yeah,
is
that's the
this-
same thing. Bring Giotto's Yahoo, Garrett Oliver, and also can you be my friend? Anyway, regardless. But no, dude, that beer needs to get back. I don't know why they stopped doing it. Actually, there must be a reason. Maybe it was not very popular. Like to me, I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
No,
Maybe not.
It's a very,
Maybe I just have
like,
a particular
that's a
phase.
very. I can tell you right now that is a super like niche beer, and that's why it hasn't been made in a while.
100%. I mean, it's not a sour, but here I'll say this because like seltzers are so popular right now. The fruity stuff people kind of
We'll make
like.
it with sake.
Yeah, they got to do it. They got to bring it back. I mean, I haven't seen this beer since 2014. 2014 is the last time I think I had it. So yeah, bring it back.
And I also question if 2014 was the like last time they actually made it, or if you just had an old bottle. That very long.
That I don't know. That I could not answer. I remember I had the last time I had it was in Mariano's in South Loop back in around 2014. That was the last time I had it.
So it wasn't an old bottle.
Depending
so
on, or actually
based
on the labels that I'm seeing, that sounds about right. It was probably 2014 was the last time they made it.
Yeah.
Just because I know like what the kind of evolution of their bottles and like the labels.
Mm-hmm.
It checks out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I checked it in though. By the way, here's my 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth beer right now. Zombie Dust, the classic Zombie Dust from Three Floyds.
I've always loved Zombie Dust.
Another fucking IPA.
I was gonna say, JP, are you drinking a Lexical Gap?
What? No, I'm not.
Oh no.
What do you mean?
I think my computer froze.
I feel so heavy right now.
I'm drinking Fireside Gap.
Is dying, by the way, which I love. We need more of this.
Oh, you're drinking Fireside Gap.
Yeah.
Like every week we're just gonna stream me doing something that could easily be argued as self-harm now.
I like that idea. I love it. You know what? Hold on. Let's go real quick. I do want to talk. JP, you mentioned you wanted to talk about Chicago rock music scene. That's very interesting. Let's get on that. I'm actually very interested about this. Go ahead.
So, one of the backwards ways I know Aaron is because I was very involved in the rock music scene back in the early 2000s, and Aaron played with a lot of my friends used to play in bands with. And, like, during the 2000s, like, when Yadu was, like, 4... It was every single night going to, like either Cubby Beer or Martyr place, like Rock Bottom Lounge, watching bands and local bands, and I don't know if that's like
Bottom.
It was a great scene. Like the music was like always like really good, and I don't know if it is still like that today. I feel like it's kind of died off a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think the music scene was what it was.
Yeah.
We got
early 2000s hip hop.
We got a buddy. Gabe Yadu knows as well. That has a band. Now they do covers though. I don't think they do their own things, right? But is the music scene in Chicago dead? Honestly, I don't recall any rock music in Chicago in a long time.
So like I got a cousin that does like
it's a different story.
almost like
Hip hop is a different story though.
Like I guess you would call it scream metal now. I'm not sure, but
scream metal.
Yeah, it's where you're just screaming and it's metal. And I've heard him play and like the music is amazing, but it's just like
Well, hold on. Quite honestly, what is like Gen Zer over here? I mean, he doesn't listen to rock, I don't think. Yadu, but like what is rock scene anymore? Like I'll be honest.
A bunch of people who were like waiting for a rock thing a couple weeks ago.
Well, here's the thing. I dropped off on the rock thing when I was into the new metal stuff. So Tool, like I was talking about Tool, Korn.
Tool's not new metal.
By the way, Korn. Korn is gonna play Lollapalooza on and that's the tickets I want to get for Lollapalooza. Korn is coming back.
So
by the way, anyway, Korn, Limp Bizkit,
music is
things like I was an edgelord in high school and I loved Godsmack for some reason, right? Stupid fucking thing, stupid person I am, right? But yeah, and Aaron, look at Aaron's face right now.
Yeah, you were a fucking dumbass in high school.
Hell yeah, I was a dumbass. I like Mudvayne, those fucking idiots.
Mudvayne.
You like the other stupid shit too.
Exactly, right?
I thought it was a Columbus thing.
Wait, hold on.
I was really big into Chevelle back in the day.
Oh,
but they were Chicago.
Ugh, Chevelle, God. What was the other one?
I saw them play a few times.
Stained, Puddle of Mud.
I had friends open up.
I did a beer with Chevelle at Revolution.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, that makes sense because they were all over the place in Chicago.
Did you tell them they suck ass though? But anyway,
I like their music still. It's kind of fun.
Hey, Hackula, our chat talks about Meshuggah. Meshuggah, you guys ever heard of these guys? Meshuggah, I'm putting them up right now.
No.
Meshuggah, a Swedish extreme metal band.
They just went on to tour. They're actually coming to Pittsburgh. I was thinking
really?
about maybe going to see them.
Wait, 1987? Really?
They're a metal band.
Damn.
Super good though. Super good.
There you go.
If
look
you're
at that,
into
look at that shit. I was never into metal. I didn't go that far in metal. I think like Lamb of God was as far metal as I would get to. If you guys know those guys.
I know Lamb of God.
You know Lamb of God? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Power Man 5000 would be another one. But Power Man 5000 got a little too like whatever.
So new metal is actually coming back because
oh, is it?
90s culture. Yeah, because 90s culture is coming back.
So like 90s is like how the 70s was.
I saw
how's it coming back?
I saw Limp Bizkit come back and Lollapalooza, and Fred Durst definitely knew he was old, and he was dressed up as a grandfather. And then they fucking played like Rollin', and I'm like, oh my god, my like fucking high school stuff was like, holy shit, I remember that shit. I love that shit back then, right? That's why I'm kind of excited to see Korn. Now, granted, don't fucking read the lyrics of Korn. Do not fucking read the lyrics of Korn. just listen to the vibes and the songs and the guitars. It's all great. But don't fucking read the lyrics. It's horrible. I will say that.
But, like, don't read the lyrics to Clown. That'll be a bad one.
There you go. Hackula, Lamb of God, Laid to Rest. That was my favorite from Lamb of God. Yeah. So going back to it, though, what I was going to say, though, is that type of rock music, I think, has lost favor years ago, to be honest. And music now, I don't know, because like I'm not really into it. I'm only into like the stuff I used to like, and also I'm really into like lo-fi but also more droney music. Like I'm a big fan of The Weeknd. Plaza is another reason, right?
Love
but like right,
well,
like you get that type of music, which I guess what is The Weeknd like the droney high bass.
He does a lot of shit. I feel like he does like kind of R&B. He does
exactly.
But
he has a lot of range.
I'm not talking about like his like Blinding Lights would be his like more like energetic one.
Yeah, that's like his disco type. He did albums that were like entire disco.
What I'm saying is like You Deserve It. That song, like
I'm hyped to talk about this, but I fucking love The Weeknd.
Well, I love The Weeknd. I love The Weeknd too, but like his type of music, the more droney.
Gabe's birthday party, the cellist was playing The Weeknd, and I was fucking hyped.
Oh yeah,
I didn't get to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
I was mid conversation, and I just that's what I was doing. I was like, holy shit, they're playing Save Your Tears.
But going back to it though, here's the thing. Yes, I don't think rock music has been the same since those times, and like it kind of lost it. Maybe I'm wrong because maybe I'm not paying attention, because like then you get shit coming from Japan that's these girls that are dressed up as like maids called bandmaid, and they're fucking sure they went to Lollapalooza last year. And I remember like I had Lollapalooza in the background on my TV in my living room, and suddenly like me and Zaria, my wife, we were listening to like fucking like someone shredding it on the guitars. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? And I just walked to it, and it's all these Japanese girls dressed up as maids, fucking shredding, called baby metal. Yeah, I guess that would be considered baby metal from what chat says. But no, they're really good. That's the thing.
Dude.
They're really fucking good.
Do you say this like you don't know who Baby Metal is? Baby Metal is huge.
All I know is Bandmade. That's all I know. Is
Who's Baby
Bandmade.
Metal?
No, Baby
Dropped a new
Metal
song
is
today that I
yeah.
was playing with my daughter.
What Bandmade?
Mm-mm.
Baby Metal.
Baby Metal.
Baby Metal just dropped a new song with Poppy.
I thought Baby Metal was a genre, not an actual like band.
No,
No,
Baby
it's
Metal is
actual-
a group. They're
Oh,
a
it
Japanese
is.
metal band.
That shows you might be the
it
problem,
is.
Jorge. You don't know what's going on.
Oh, that's the thing. I thought that was a
So,
genre.
alright, I was gonna say.
Here, I was gonna say here,
You want to
Bandmade.
know?
Bandmade.
You
These
want
are
to
the
know
people
what
I'm
kids
talking
these
about.
days are listening to as far as rock? Look into the band Electric Callboy.
Electric Callboy.
They're actually from Germany. But it's like it's what's known as party metal.
Oh no.
Their latest single, Elevator Operator, is one of my favorite fucking songs, and kids are going crazy over it. It's also funny because the song is based off the elevator operator that works at House of Blues in Chicago.
Oh shit!
Nice. By the way,
What's crazy?
our chat just mentioned Baby Metal is performing in the Aragon Ballroom in Chicago on July 8th. Let's get tickets. I'll get tickets. I'll do it.
That sounds like a doable thing.
You guys always trying to get me to buy tickets for shit.
By the way,
today.
I was gonna say the only German band I know for back in those days was Rammstein.
Maybe we could
stand of Rammstein. Rammstein.
Dude, Jorge, story about that.
Massively huge.
So a certain person at E-Trade
Massively huge.
invited me to a Rammstein show. And
a certain person? Do I know this person?
Yes, and he's like, you got to go with me, and I'm like, dude, that sounds awesome. And then I was like,
wait,
I'd have to go with this person. I don't like this person.
Is this the person that I know we all don't like?
Yes.
The one that doesn't like the interracial marriages, I would say.
Yes.
He's a Rammstein fan?
Yes.
That is the
least.
He's
like, dude, you want to go to the concert? I'm like, yes. And then I was like, wait a second. Not with you.
He's a Rammstein fan? I wouldn't.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Let's talk this after the cast, man. This is definitely.
Yes.
All right. 2 more minutes. Any last questions for Aaron?
Okay. Yeah, we're 2 more minutes in. Yeah,
Did you have anything?
I was gonna say another band that you need to check out. That's in the same. It's actually one of the guitarists from that band Electric Callboy. That brings the new metal phase. They're called Samurai Pizza Cats.
I know the cartoon. They got the name from the cartoon? Really? I used to watch that cartoon when I was a kid.
Yes.
Samurai Pizza Cats. You guys ever watch Samurai Pizza Cats? Yeah, I can't look up the band. You can only look up here. Samurai Pizza Cats is a cartoon. What was that cartoon now?
But I'll also change. I'm gonna change the music landscape
1990.
the last minute.
Yeah.
And if you have never heard the band, they're a Chicago hip hop band. Kids These Days. They existed in the mid to late 2000s. Look into the band Kids These Days.
We're looking right now.
They are one of the most talented Chicago hip hop groups.
Drop that in the Discord chat and definitely listen.
Yeah, here I'll give the Wikipedia on the Discord chat.
Super
or not
good.
Discord. Oh yeah, no, the Discord chat. That's right. I got it. What is it? Music
Vic
Mule.
Mensa, which
Yeah.
some of you may know. So Vic Mensa then went solo and got somewhat popular. He was the lead singer of Kids These Days. But then their drummer became the drummer for Chance the Rapper. And then one of the horn players, Donnie Trumpet, released a solo album and played with a bunch of cool hip hop and jazz musicians and shit like that. So they all went to a prestigious Chicago high school that was known for musicians, and that's where they formed the band. And they did a bunch they played Lollapalooza back in the 2000s and did all this super cool shit, played South by Southwest, and were like primed to be the next like big Chicago thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then just kind of imploded because egos, and they were all still in high school and just all that shit.
Oh, man.
But the stuff they released is like super good.
Nice.
I still listen to it a lot.
Oh, not to plug another podcast, but there's this really good Billy Corgan podcast.
Don't give them free promotions. Don't give them free promotions.
And
1101 guys.
it is pretty amazing how they talk about how Billy Corgan, Tom Morello, and who's the other guitarist? That was what's the name from Tool?
The lead singer?
No, Adam. I'm forgetting his
mind.
last name.
No.
Well, the guitar player from Tool, guitar player from Rage Against the Machine, and the guitar player from Smashing Pumpkins all literally came about at the same time in the same era, and all had different types of music. Yeah, Adam Jones, and the conversation around like how that happened was just fascinating. It was just like they all picked like different variations of like what became before grudge was, hair metal and all that stuff. They wanted to change it, and so they all just tweaked it in some way and made their own genre that pretty much took over alternative music, And It was a really cool conversation. Because they weren't really, like, actually none of those bands were really alternative, because, like, the alternative scene really came out of Seattle, and they made their own thing, and they kind of plugged into Seattle bands that, formed that. It was pretty cool.
Nice. All right. Well, anyway, we are past our time. Man, this is actually one of the rare podcasts that I actually did not realize we passed our time. This is great, man. I gotta say, man, Aaron, you were a great guest. I loved everything that you were talking about, even the nerd shit about that. We only got a little bit about the tariffs, which is funny because like that's the big news of the day. We only fought a little bit about that.
We didn't fight about tariffs.
We didn't. Well, a little bit. We did a little.
I think we got to have a rule that when we talk politics, we got to not cut each other off, because that happens a lot. People just jump in and start going at them. Like, you got to let people talk.
That's America.
We got 2 rules now. After today, we have 2 rules. 1, that don't cut people off, and 2, we need to torture Yadu, because it seems like that's getting a lot of people interested. Everybody like we have
every week we make me do some silly shit.
No, every week you eat a fucking pizza, whole pizza.
Why does that have to be the same thing every week? Can it be like...
You can change up the
one week you make me wear like 2 sauna suits for a whole fucking episode or something?
No, we can change up the pizza. Don't eat barbecue chicken. Eat like fucking pepperoni next week. Well, I don't know, something shit. Like, do something, right?
Put a roast chicken on a pizza.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna
eat whole rotisserie chicken on stream.
On a pizza.
I was gonna ask. There was one thing we didn't mention though. Pittsburgh isn't known for any of their pizzas, do they? Pittsburgh pizza.
So one of my best friends owns one of my favorite pizza places ever. So Pittsburgh is not really known for pizza at all, but my buddy owns a pizza place called Driftwood Oven that makes naturally leavened sourdough.
It was amazing. I vouched for it.
Yeah, it's similar to Peace pizza.
I would agree with that, yeah.
Kind of it's like if you took Peace, and if you've ever had the pizza from Middle Brewing Company, which is also very good if you have not, check it out. It's not like your traditional Chicago style by any means, but it is super good.
Now we're talking Chicago style deep dish or thin or tavern style, because remember a lot of people don't recognize that tavern style is a Chicago thing. Sauce. Thin crust.
Deep dish is not Chicago style. Deep dish is tourist pizza.
That's
Chicago
what I'm saying.
Tavern.
Yeah, tavern pizza, thin crust. Yeah. Except I love Pequods. I love deep dish. Let's be honest.
Pequods blows everybody away.
I love fucking Pequods.
Yeah. It's pan pizza that is done delicious and amazing, and it's its own thing.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. We're over time.
If you want Chicago style, you go to Vito and Nick's.
I mean, I don't mind being overtime. We've always just kept running. Sometimes we want to keep talking.
I know. But we gotta be in like this thing. And we got to
All right.
monetize ourselves, by the way. All right, Aaron, thank you so much for coming, by the way. You were a great guest. Everything that we learned about it, I am so glad that we talked to someone that was a beer enthusiast and all that stuff. And you know what? We're going to give Yadu the final word.
Can you talk? I don't know.
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering too. That's why I'm giving him the final
Can
word.
we just post on Instagram, like we do like a suggestion thing, where
Suggestion thing.
where it's like, oh, what do you guys think we should torture Yadu with this week?
Perfect.
Nice.
I
Nice.
like that
We
framework.
like it.
All right, guys.
Engagement.
Cheers. Cheers. And thank you guys for joining us at Topical
Cheers.
Drinks. See you guys next week. Adios.
Yep.
See
Adios.
ya. Bye bye.
All right.
You can stay.